Okay, wait.
Yeah, I'm
Um, okay, the Hydra has been dealt with. There's a giant whale. It's reported as 500 feet tall and written off as a farmer's imagine. Wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, that
Well,
yeah, that sounds like not this week, but like last year. Um we arrived in
No,
Toronto.
there were reports of crazy monsters, and Hydra was one of them that we heard from
Oh,
somebody.
that was sorry. There's a water elemental in the river to our north, in the Ploki River. Rather large, the Fatori.
Test. Okay,
Uh,
there we go. Mic's
Oh,
working.
I
All
think
right.
the major
Yeah,
I think
I can give
the
a summary
major
now.
thing was the hidden guy. That's the major
Yeah.
thing, right?
Correct.
you were
So
going after that
Nope.
thief.
yeah, so the summary basically is that last week you guys began to look into someone that was had no name, but they stole something from the governor that he viewed as very valuable. The Black Cowl was basically the name that you were given for it. And the governor knew some of the abilities of this cowl, but clearly not all of them, because this man seems to just disappear. You spoke to the corpse of one of his close friends. You spoke to a former colleague of his, and people could remember sort of easy to change things about him, but nothing super important. And that made it exceedingly hard to actually track him down. But at the very end of the session, you guys found one of his associates, and Heko cast Dispel Magic on the guy. That allowed you to get intelligence saving throws to see if you're able to retain one piece of information, which you were. And so now you guys know the guy's name, which I DM'd to 3 of you, and not to the rest of you. And right when we left off, like to pick up exactly where we left, a courier had come to find you on behalf of the governor to inform you that the reliquary of Saint Lornia has been burgled. It's completely empty. There's no treasure left inside.
Dun, 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 dun.
Exactly. So the question is, what next?
We ended the session with the name thing, right?
No, we ended the session with, I think, like we learned the name and immediately afterwards someone came tropping along saying, "Oh, the thing has been broken into."
Yes, that is exactly where we left off specifically.
Yeah. So that sucks. That's quite bad. We should go investigate that because that's
Ethan's
crazy.
already back.
Yo, he's so fast. Oh, he's on mobile. That makes more sense.
Sitting in my car outside of the gate.
Oh, okay. I assume you can't fix your reactive image from your phone.
No, I'm not like here. I'm just,
Oh, okay,
here to
okay. You're
listen
just
in.
vibing. You're just
Yes,
vibing. Okay,
yeah.
okay. Yeah. Well, we kind of just started because I needed a delay. So now we're figuring out where to go next, what to do. Dota, Heko, Yogi.
Well, I
Oh.
believe that
I'm sorry, I just saw something funniest thing ever.
You got stun locked.
at the moment that someone comes to say, "Oh, the thing's been raided," what is it called? The Contubernia?
The Reliquary of Saint Lornia.
The Reliquary of Saint Lornia. But I'd be like, I'd look at my compatriot, and I'd say, "Shall we head there and see the damage?"
Randy will just nod. It probably is the same person, I've had to guess, because it's such another big heist within a short period in the same area, but we'll see.
Okay. Well then, the courier that was sent for you would be more than happy to give you guidance to this location. You travel through the city streets of Tarako, a group of the 5 of you. The butcher, as well as the butcher's employee, who you were speaking to, the butcher's employee was the one who gave you the guy's name. They seem confused with the whole interaction because neither of them passed their saves, so they're unable to understand like everything that you were talking about in the last 10 minutes of the previous session, but that's okay. So you give them leave, you make your way across the city of Tarako, and you approach one of the nunneries within Tarako. A nunnery being not a church, but a place where large amounts of churchwomen live at the expense of the religious order. Going there, you can see that outside of the building are a number of locals. They seem to be pretty gathered around here. There is also a small little, what do you call that, like perimeter of legionnaires who seem to be keeping the order here, as well as a single centurion. The courier that's leading you will sort of begin to press through the crowd and say, you know, make way for judges, make way for judges. And eventually you'll be able to get to the perimeter of legionnaires, and the centurion will go forward, and he seems to, you know, see the judge's badge and give a nod. Ah, it's good to have someone here that actually knows what's going on.
Hello?
Hello.
He seems to what?
Oh. All right, I think...
Am I cutting out?
No, you're not.
No, it was just someone talking about bleeding in the background. It was slightly distracting.
Oh, sorry. He seems to what, Haragon? I didn't hear you finish your...
Oh, he
sentence.
says he's happy to have someone here who finally knows what's going on.
Okay.
So, you're the judges that's investigating these thefts, right?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I can show
Do
you
we have
what's been
prior
taken,
investigation? No.
but I have some questions about how we did it.
We might have an idea for that.
All right, then. And the Centurion will lead you into the nunnery. Inside, there are a number of nuns, unsurprisingly. They have themselves basically fully covered up except for a small eye slit that's visible. And the Centurion will mostly ignore them and head to the depths of the nunnery. You head past boarding rooms and cooking areas, you head past an open courtyard, and eventually to a room that looks to have once had a vault door. The vault door is just hanging open, and inside you can see there's a beautiful altar made of like carved stone, and there's nothing on it. Which is, you know, pretty conspicuous considering this altar was once behind a very thick steel door. And the Centurion will just point into the interior of the vault room.
Esme will get her in the party. I'm assuming we'll walk in.
Yeah, fair enough. In the interior, you don't know what it looked like before.
I want to cast Detect Magic as well, just in case.
Sure.
Just in case.
All right, you begin to ritual cast Detect Magic. The room is empty. Like, there is nothing in this room. You would think this is like, you know,
Like
some
a
sort of...
pedestal or something in the middle? Do they still off them or what?
Yeah, there is still the central like altar, which is just an upraised stone platform with these sort of like curved, fluted edges. But there is no rugs, there's no candelabras, there's nothing. And the Centurion will just sort of watch as you guys look around the interior. And when Renesmee finishes casting Detect Magic, this is consecrated ground. I think it's one of the first times you guys have ever encountered that. You've encountered a lot of
And what does
desecration.
that mean?
It means that it has been blessed by a cleric that can cast, I think it's 7th level spells?
Isn't it 5th?
5th? Is it 5th level? Okay, maybe it's
Hello,
5th.
I believe
Cool.
it's 5th.
Okay, then it's 5th level. So it's been blessed by a pretty powerful
yeah.
cleric.
That's the only magic I see.
That's the only magic.
I was gonna try to sign to him asking if the room is supposed to be this empty.
He'll look at Grania and then look at one of the other judges, probably like Severus, and say, "Is your companion trying to communicate?"
Yes. Do you not know Imperial Sign Language?
Can't say I do.
We'll sign the
She's
same thing,
asking
anyway.
She's asking if the room is supposed to be this empty.
No, there's a full manifest of items held by the convent nun. I can acquire it if you'd like.
Most
How's it even possible
definitely.
for one person to transport this much?
It's not as much as you would think, to be fair. I'll just go get the manifest. And, you know, he sort of
Thank
presses his sword to his side and steps up and over the lip of the interior. When I say vault door, don't think like modern bank vault. Think just steel door with a locking mechanism. That's it. Because they did need to access this on a daily basis.
Actually, I'd like to. Can I grab he's the guy in charge here, right? The Centurion?
Yeah.
I want to go to him and say, I think I have a suspicion where he might go next.
All right.
Could you prepare just a massive amount of guards at the Opera House.
I'll pass it up the chain of command.
Why would this room need to be accessed every day?
The nuns had an object in here of holy importance. They like to give special prayers before it.
All together, or like
Just
one at a time, all the
the
nuns?
head canoness of the nunnery.
Was she the only one with a key?
No, one of her other sisters, I believe, had access to it as well. The problem is all sisters are accounted for. They all have alibis as they stayed in close proximity to one another, and none are currently missing. That's why
And the keys?
the keys are still on their persons.
Is there
Understood.
any sign of breaking?
I'm not
Lock or
sure.
anything?
That'd have to be for you to evaluate. I couldn't find anything when my men were looking around. I'll go get that manifest for you, though.
Thank you.
And he'll exit the room entirely to go find the head canoness.
Can we roll some investigation checks?
Yeah,
as
sure.
Our whole party goes and pokes.
Sure. Severus, it sounded like you were looking for signs of a break-in. Roll me investigation.
Yeah. I want to look at the main door and windows, locks, and lock mechanisms.
Okay, roll Thieves' Tool check then. Yeah, I think that works better. Renesmee, what are you looking for?
I guess I'm also just generally looking for signs of a signs of a break-in, or like not dust. I don't think it'd be dusty in here. But
Okay.
any kinds of
Yeah, just investigation check then. Father Rixion or Severus, are you guys looking for something?
Did he bring the manifest?
No, he's
Over
still
here?
getting it.
Okay, I'll just be patiently waiting for that because I've got maybe an idea.
Okay, sounds good. And then Dota, anything you want to do?
No.
Okay. Well, in time order, I think the manifest would get back first before anything else. So seeing that most of the judges are busy, the Centurion will hand the manifest over to you, Father Rixion.
Okay,
Brady's
and
gonna
I want
try
to
keep
know.
up at it as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
I want to know if there's anything significant that I would recognize, with the intention of possibly doing a locate object on.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, so there are 6 items that were inside of there. There was a golden stitched rug, which is estimated to be worth 350 gold. There is a holy symbol of Saint Lornia, which was the central object of worship, so it's listed as priceless. There is a golden candelabra that is worth, a little bit of money, not much. There was several bone wax candles, meaning the bones of Saint Lornia were sort of broken up into a powder mixed with wax, and they were made into candles. And then there was the tongue of Saint Lornia and the finger of Saint Lornia.
Jeez,
Have
just-
I ever been to this church to know what, like, the holy symbol would look like?
Roll a religion check.
Enough for a check. Okay.
Yeah, you are familiar with Saint Lornia, like her history. I don't know why you would have seen this specific holy symbol, though. So you would know it would look like a holy symbol of Aurelian's soul, but that doesn't really help much for a locate object.
That doesn't narrow it down enough.
Yeah.
What about a severed tongue? Is that enough detail?
That is
to-
pretty specific, yes. And the finger as well.
I feel like
because,
there's not a lot of those.
Yeah, Saint
Okay.
Lornia is also very notable because she was a working woman. She was like a normal citizen, specifically a baker. So she had, stories. They don't call it this, but basically she had arthritis. So if you think an arthritic finger bone, that's pretty specific. So that could help you narrow it down. Though you probably would get a couple red herrings of old people that are still alive.
Okay, but that.
What if you
that
make it
gives us a
specific
good lead.
severed?
Then that would be a lot less. Arthritic severed finger bone is very specific.
I imagine that would work with locate objects.
Okay, I think we could maybe do something with this to the party. Once we're done here, I could do a locate object on Maybe this finger bone, maybe this tongue. It might narrow it down where he's
Right.
hiding or keeping the stash.
Yeah, so as you say that, Renesmee and Severus, you wrap up your searchings. Severus, you can find that there is no what do you call it? All the windows in this room are solid glass panes, so you can't open them. So those don't show any signs of forced entry. The door has clearly been pick-locked, though. It's because it was unlocked. There's no other way to do that unless they either had a key or they pick-locked it. So that's a guaranteed method of how they entered.
Wait, see, like, with my skills of lockpicking, can I tell anything about whether it was done magically or?
It seems to be
would it
have
fit
been
with
done
lockpick?
traditionally.
Does this look like a tough lock to pick?
No, not particularly. You would guess with, I mean, you have a plus 14. You have, I'd say, expertise in this area. And you would say that it's probably like DC 16, DC 18, somewhere in there. So on the harder end of mundane locks, but not that hard for a skilled
So the
thief.
first thing I look at is like, this is quite the low quality lock for a room that holds items this priceless.
The Centurion will sort of speak up since he's handed over the manifest to Father Ixion. He'll say, "My understanding is that there were some sort of arcane enchantments on the door, but I mean, whatever they are, they're not there anymore."
Yeah.
And then Renesmee, in your searching, you will find that there are drag marks on the floor, meaning that he probably loaded all this stuff up into some sort of like knapsack or bag or something, and then just dragged it away in the nunnery.
Where are the drag marks? Like
They lead out. There's just the drag mark is just this sort of like scratch against the floor, and then you walk out into the hall outside of this, and you don't see any other scratch marks. So he probably like maybe something fell out of the bag and hit the floor. Maybe he was like dragging it before he decided that wasn't the proper method of movement. It's just enough of a hint to be annoying, but not enough to actually help you track him down.
Oh. Sure. Yeah. What kind of arcane enchantments were there?
The Centurion will look at the manifest page and sort of flip to the bottom, and there is a what do you call that? It's like a bill. Yeah, it's a bill that was given to the nunnery from the Department of Magic because they had one of their arcanists come out and enchant the door. It had arcane lock, a glyph of warding that was explosive, and a glyph of warding that was feeble mind.
Holy.
What if we
That's-
find him just like curling in a corner somewhere? Like,
No,
is that
because
any stuff we got?
he managed to steal everything.
Yeah. If he was feeble-minded, he would have just actually been standing there like...
He would have had animalistic, well, less than animalistic intelligence.
Yeah, he wouldn't have actually packed up his shit and left
Yeah.
afterwards. But yeah, feeble-mind is a very high-level spell. Is it 8th or 9th?
8th, I believe.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to know what spells were there, just to get a sense of like the power level of the magic that was bypassed.
Yeah, it was just a glyph of warding, basically, which is a 5th level spell. Because whatever you like, you can make glyph of warding do anything, but ultimately the strength of the glyph is just 5th level. It can be dispelled that way.
I'd like to correct you. Glyph of Warning is a 3rd level spell.
3rd level, okay, so it's much lower. It's 3rd level.
Though I believe you might be able to upcast it. I'm not sure.
I also think that you can upcast it. Yeah.
I haven't used it much because it's so expensive.
Yeah, true. So yeah. Also, the Centurion will also mention, timeline-wise, this happened in the early morning. So there is that. It happened at about 4 a.m.
And did anyone see anything at all?
Everyone in the nunnery reported hearing a loud sort of thud noise that didn't seem to emanate from any particular point.
Wait.
Seems different than the...
Renesmee, might I borrow your quarterstaff for a second?
Because in theory, everything
Sure.
else that's
Oh,
happened
unsheath it and give it to him?
if they did see the person with the cloak, they would still remember it as a person. It's just that they wouldn't be able
Yeah.
to recognize anything else, right?
Depends.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe this person's invisible.
Something you won't notice is that the extent to which someone knew the guy means they recall more information. Like the people who knew him really well, they described exactly what he looked like. Guards inside the palace, though, they never even saw him. So maybe that's they didn't see him and they forgot, or, you know, who knows. So if they caught just a glimpse of this guy, maybe the Cowl has already erased him from their memories.
Gotcha. Yeah, it might be the same.
Interesting.
Yeah. I'm gonna use the quarterstaff to like do a sweeping motion on like almost floor level to check if there's invisible people in this room.
Okay, yeah, you grab the quarterstaff and then in a swift motion, you know, spin around in a circle. The Centurion sort of hops back, and the only thing you hit is Father Rixion's ankle. There is no invisible people in the room.
Up. Okay. Let's look at Father Rixion. Sorry, Father. I'll hand the staff back to Renesmee. Just checking he was,
Thank you.
in case he was here invisibly.
Not a bad idea. He would have had to get to this door. Enter through where? You could enter through. Are there windows to this place? Just the front door?
I mean,
So
with
we're
his
sound,
level
it
of
looks like it'd been lockpicked, or he took
Yeah,
a key from
the-
someone.
the main door
For
from
sure,
this
but I'm
has been
thinking-
lockpicked, and since all keys are accounted for, it's very much likely lockpicked it. He
Yes,
must have
no,
either
he
had some.
did lockpick it, but how did he get into the building? Like, this isn't the front door, is it?
No, you guys
I
are
mean-
Door.
buried as deep into the, you know, place that, as you could be.
Got
I
it.
imagine with what he's
Just
wearing,
walk in.
he could probably just walk into the front door and not give a shit.
Potentially.
Which.
When people saw him, they would probably still react like, oh my goodness, like, what are you doing here? Like, you're not supposed to be here. You're not a nun. But who knows? Who knows how powerful the Cowl is?
Does this affect?
Yeah,
him as
are
a
there
charm
any
effect?
other, like, windows, or is there, like, a chimney? Just in
Yeah,
case,
since
like...
you guys are buried so deep into the convent, he could have entered from a number of different positions. There are 4 different smokestacks, 2 for baths, 2 for cooking areas. There are a number of openable windows within the central courtyard of the convent. There is, of course, the main entrance, but there's also half a dozen side entrances. This is like a sprawling religious complex, not like a, you know,
Yeah.
locked up fortress.
Are you allowed to say if the spell effect is a charm of some kind?
It would not be considered a charm, no, it's a curse.
Is they said they heard a loud thud. Where exactly was this?
He said that none of them knew where it came from.
Yeah, they couldn't pin down the location, but everyone in the back half of the monastery was able to hear it. Or technically the nunnery, but...
Did this thud sound like something they might like recognize, like a door? Or...
Yeah, but it almost
Like-
sounded like someone knocking on a door.
Does the knock spell make that noise?
Yes.
Would the
Though
knock
typically the knock spell
though-
emanates from a single point.
Oh, okay. I'm still leaning
That
towards.
is so
It's just how, since they don't
weird.
remember him, that they can't pinpoint the place of the sound either, even though they know he was there.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the cowl let him use knock, ignoring enchantments on doors. It seems insanely powerful.
This sounds so stupid, and I'm sorry if this is stupid.
I'm sure it's
but
not.
If you know what an area looks like, can you hallucinatory terrain the area to be exactly what it is without you, and then walk through?
I think the issue with hallucinatory terrain is it doesn't work in like anything that's man-made, pretty much. So in this case, it wouldn't. work
Yeah,
here.
specifically that spell you
Oh.
can't, but for higher level illusion spells you absolutely can, like Major Image or other things like that. The only problem is that most of these are static images once you create them, so you'd be able to hide, like not moving, but if you're walking through the illusion, then it'd be visible because you'd be disrupting the existing one.
Yeah, I think if you had that level of illusion, it would probably just be like more resource efficient to cast an invisibility onto yourself.
This is true.
It's so true.
Yeah. But yes, it can be done, because that's what the bard did, Huba the Fair, when you were hunting him down.
Yep.
He literally did hallucinatory terrain specifically. I think. Maybe it's Major Image. One of those two.
Can you not major image the way like a mirror would be? You know, like the meme of like when someone hides under a table, they put like a mirror to make it look like you're not there.
Oh,
Can they
sure.
not do that? And then
You
be able
could
to
do
walk
that.
behind it and
Yeah.
still not interrupt it.
Yeah,
Okay.
you could do that. It just has to be static. It just can't be like moving in real time because illusions can't move in real time, I don't think.
How
Would
the
that
hell
get
did
fucked
Ruben the
up?
Fair ever cast hallucinatory terrain?
What do you mean?
Couldn't have been. Well, it's a 10-minute cast
Oh,
time.
yeah, maybe it was Major Image. I know it was one of those two.
Must-
I thought he had a precast, to be honest. But
I'm not sure.
does my theory break apart there? Because it would mean that they'd only be able to look at it from one angle since the illusion can't change.
Well, like Major Image is a 20-foot cube, so you could just show the table, and then there's nothing underneath it from all perspectives.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Or you could include a potted plant in the room that isn't actually there and just be crouched where the potted plant is, or something like that.
I don't think investigating gear is going to help us much more. Everything's leads towards is the same guy, and if it is, nothing here is really going to tell us more about him. Our best chance is to either locate the objects or find out if he's trying to like sell them off and find them from there.
Well, you did talk to his... Yeah?
I think the best chance we have of... I think tracing him is going to be near impossible. Because of this cowl. I think the best chance we might have to actually catch him is to preempt where he's going to be.
I think that we know that he might be going to the opera.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe we should just hang out in the opera house and wait for him to strike.
It would have to be like a trap, though, and for a trap we need information.
I think we should talk to the... What's it? Not the Quaestor, the
Governor?
Governor. And tell him about our current findings. He might...
Do you think he'd be able to give us more information on this guy?
No, but
feel
I
like he
think
wouldn't know
he
him at
might...
all.
But I think... Unless we can preempt him, I'm somewhat confident that it's impossible to track this guy down. Unless we have significant resources at our behest. Which, if we tell him about this, he might be able to grant us these. After all, he paid hundreds of thousands of gold for this thing.
That is true. His money.
What's 1,000 more if it means he can get it back?
True. All right. Well, we have. Sounds like we have 2 steps forward. We can do Yogi's plan, of just trying to locate it, or we can go speak with the governor and try to get more resources.
I mean, I think
could we
locating
not
it
do
is
both?
probably like a good idea. Like,
You could do both,
doing it right away.
But in the short term, what do we want to do next?
I think the locating would be a short-term thing, right?
Could be, yeah.
Because either we see something on the radar or we don't.
True. Though it is only 1,000 feet, so you'd have to walk around the city a bunch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Valerixian,
Yeah.
do we think we should try the locate object then?
Yeah. All right.
We haven't left the place, have we?
No.
Just got back. Okay.
We're about to.
What did we do any days of a long rest? Just so I
No.
know. Okay, that's fine then. I will go ahead and burn the spell slot. Cast locate object on severed old finger or arthritic, I guess. And we'll see what I come up with.
Yeah, a severed arthritic finger bone. With
What is
that,
the distance?
1,000 feet. A fifth of a mile.
Okay. Let's wait. Can we wait till I go outside? And
Yes,
get
you can
my
wait until you
steed
get on
close to me?
horseback.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I want.
You climb up
And
on
then
your...
we should. In case it doesn't ping, what direction should we go? I think towards the harbor would make the most sense because he's familiar with that territory.
What is he? I don't know where his friend used to run with him.
Well, they used to hang out in that warehouse way back, and I think that's the only lead we have on where he might be staying, like familiar with area-wise.
And that's near the harbor, or
It
Yeah.
is along the pier,
Oh.
yeah.
All right, then yeah, that's the way we would go.
Okay, well, you guys exit the building. The Centurion wishes you luck. The crowds of people part, as your mounts are brought to you, and they certainly part when you start to ride past the cordon of citizens. And you cast Locate Object. Your singular eye, starts to glow a slightly different hue than usual. And within 1,000 feet of you, there is no severed arthritic finger bone.
All right. How is the harbor more than 1,000 feet from me?
Yes.
Okay, then that direction.
Yeah, I mean, you could basically cover the whole city in sub 10 minutes.
Yeah, with 10
because,
minutes. Yeah,
you're riding pretty quick on horseback. The city's less than, what would that be? So it'd be 3 by 1, so it's 3 square miles. It's not particularly large. So you can basically cover the whole city in this time. And you will eventually get a ping as you head down to the docks. The ping is... What is it? How does it appear as? If the object is in motion, you know the direction.
I get like an arrow, I think.
I also think that is true. Yeah. So then the arrow... Yeah. Okay. The arrow points downward at an angle.
All right. Well, that means I'm around 1,000. Yeah, that means I'm around 1,000 feet away. So I need to keep getting closer. If it just pinged on.
Yeah. Yeah, you ride
and
forward.
then we can. Yeah. Once we get closer, we can examine the buildings for secret tunnels or.
Yeah, the closer you get, the steeper the line gets until eventually it's pointing straight down. At which point you stop and you look around the area. You are on the same street as that bar. What's it called? You're on the same street as that warehouse and the place where the middleman was.
What's that bar called?
It's the one with trying to find it in my notes. It's the one where you guys met his fence.
Yeah.
His fence.
The fence.
It's on that street. I can't find it at the moment. But yeah, it's in that same area. To your left is the pier with the warehouse and the harbor master's office. To your right is the bar and where the fence normally is at. And the arrow is pointing directly beneath you.
I guess we check with the harbor master to ask for underground access.
Sure. Yeah, you head into the harbor master's office. He's spoken to you once before, and he sort of, hurriedly stands up and gives a salute to Father Rixion as he steps inside.
Yep.
Greetings, Lord Judge.
Do you know of any passages that go deep underground in this vicinity?
Deep underground? No, sir.
How about just underground?
There's an old sewer exit.
Okay.
Under the water line.
Whereabouts is that?
He sort of walks out of his office and walks along the edge of the stone pier, 20 feet to the left of his office, and he sort of points to the water. Just underneath the water line, sir. They're flooded now. The city doesn't use them anymore.
Is there any alternative entrances that you know of?
I think all of them were bricked up.
How flooded?
As far as I know, fully.
Anybody up for some diving?
No air, Lady Judge. What was that question, Lord Judge?
Oh, sorry. I was saying to my peers, if you guys are up for some diving, and I'll begin casting water breathing ritually.
Oh, I could just wild shape too.
Yeah, but then you'd be on your own. And we wouldn't have
true.
Father Rixion with a locate object. And I just realized it would run out before my ritual goes through. I can't regularly cast it. Can you recast it?
The problem with... I can recast it with a upgraded spell slot.
There's also the problem of two of you cannot swim, period, even if you did have water breathing on you, which are Rixion and Maximus, so you'd sink to the bottom of the
Right,
boat.
we have heavy armor on.
Yeah.
But you can just take it off.
Alex, I have a question.
It takes like an hour
You
or
do have a
something,
question
probably.
about that. Hi.
How did that one guy in Voyages of the Defiant swim?
He just tread water.
Well,
He didn't swim at all.
Oh yeah, is that
But he sunk and then moved under the water.
If Renesmee did turn into
he
like
walked on the floor, right?
Well, so what he did is when you are heavy, you start to sink 15 feet
Yep.
around. And if you want, you can use all your movement, which is 15 feet to stay at the water line, which is treading water. And eventually you'll sink because you can't do that forever. Or you can let yourself sink and then swim horizontally. And just do 15 feet horizontally while sinking. So you go down 15, sideways 15, and then you can rebound up 15, but you'll still be treading water. You can never pull yourself up, like, you know, onto a boat or onto a shoreline if you're in plate armor.
Okay.
Unless someone else throws a rope down to you, of course.
Yes.
Maybe we could do
The
that.
reason why we could do Renesmee shapeshifting is perhaps we could, you know, ride on her back till we get to somewhere with air.
Apparently, there's nowhere anywhere. I was thinking you could find a place where the arrow or whatever points straight down, but even then, there's no way for you to like tell me if I'm in there.
I think we should ask in the bar if they know of any tunnels and tunnel entrances that aren't
That's what.
entirely blocked.
Yeah, perhaps.
Smugglers might know about it.
I feel like it's hard to
Yeah.
believe that the
yeah, we can.
smuggler swims through this every time.
Oh. Did I cut out?
No, you didn't.
No. 34, 32.
Maybe she did cut out, but either way, yeah, if you want, you can go
I'm
check
here.
it. Yeah, you. Oh, okay. Hi.
Yeah. Test.
Hi.
I was hearing
Yep.
Yogi and then I wasn't.
Oh, interesting. But yeah, you can go check in on the bar if you want. I will warn you, that whole shakedown you did was today.
Oh.
Yeah.
What did we
Hello?
do did we do something that hurts them? That they won't want to
Yes,
talk
you
to
ordered
us?
everyone in the bar out of it except for
Oh,
one
that was
guy who-
I wasn't in there. Okay, yeah.
We didn't order anything.
Okay.
They all ran the
You
second.
flashed
They
your
just
like
ran the
nudge badge
second.
and
I
threatened that guy.
said Imperial Judge, you know.
Yeah, you
Everyone
flashed your
ran
badge.
lessons.
True. You didn't threaten anyone. Clueless.
Certainly.
Oh,
He didn't.
I said we
He was
didn't
just talking
threaten
to the guy.
everybody.
True. There's
Just one person.
True. There's no reason to be afraid of the police if you haven't done anything wrong.
Now that's a completely
Exactly.
You can change the words, Harkon, but that's a completely
Severus, do you have
no.
disguise self?
He's gaslighting us.
Do you have a disguise self? That would help, right?
I do, but
You wouldn't be the guy that ran in trying to freak everybody out. You'd be just a regular guy.
I think for this one I might want to be the guy that freaked
Oh,
everybody
okay.
out.
Your
And
call.
I'll just run towards the bar.
Yeah, you start to go over there and you see that it is empty in the light. There are no like internal torches or lanterns or anything on.
Is the door
Damn,
closed?
they
Like,
should
locked?
It's closed. You can go try the handle. It is locked.
I will.
Did we
I'll
check?
pound on the door and I'll say, Imperial Judge!
You do that. You get a couple looks from the street, but no sound from inside.
Did we check the warehouse that they hung out in for any secret entrances or anything?
No,
or
but
did
you
we
did
just
speak
go
to
in
a
and see that
rat.
it was abandoned and? Okay,
Yeah,
but the
rats
rat
are
said
stupid.
the rat hadn't seen anyone in a long time. Is that what he said?
Correct.
Okay. But would he also forget if he even saw him? I
Now
don't know.
that's a fascinating question.
That's what I'm saying. Big rats are big dum dum, and they might also be cursed. So
But
how
if
about
he did go there with his old friend or whatever, that ended up getting caught and killed, the rat would have at least remembered the old friend.
If he went there with that friend, yeah.
Yeah,
um,
or
and
someone
if
else.
they-
If
unless
he
the
went there
entrance is somewhere
alone,
else?
the entrance to the barn.
The entrance
to the tunnels.
Sewer hideout.
Oh, got it.
The sewer hideout. Hey, we're getting real confident.
The sewer hideout.
We go down there.
Suspected.
It's
Is
just a
it
rotted
moving, by the way?
body.
He knows if it's moving.
It's
I
not
would
moving
know.
now.
Kind of, yeah.
And before it's just some like random old dock worker that like died and his finger bone got washed down there.
Or get this, he thought the finger was useless and just threw it down his potty.
Now that could also work, yeah.
Yeah, honestly.
How are you gonna sell
You don't know
a
till
finger
you
bone
know.
to a fence?
I mean, yeah.
Maybe he knows exactly what it is.
Maybe he wants to make a sick wand out of it.
Yeah.
Unhinged.
True.
I mean, imagine what kind of
Surely.
wand that you could make with the finger boner of some like insanely holy person.
Actually, true.
So, we're doing sewer diving or not? I'm not very keen on it, so
Well, I
I
just
think
don't
we
know
should
what we.
inspect the warehouse a little further before I sign on to going underwater.
yeah.
I don't think that it's a smart idea. Unless I go and scope it out first, because apparently it's fully flooded. We don't know if he's actually hiding out in there, and what if I bring you in and there's no air?
I repeat, I can cast water breathing.
And that can get all of us for like
right.
an hour.
That will affect all of
Okay.
us for. Let me check.
24 hours.
24 hours.
Oh.
Oh shit.
Oh, that's big. Okay.
10
So
willing
if I'm like a
creatures.
crocodile, how much? I think the crocodile is probably the biggest thing I can turn into that's water breathing.
Crocodiles
Well,
don't
in case
breathe
there's
water.
like sewer grates that we can't fit through, you might want to turn into something a bit smaller, right?
Also that. But also crocodiles don't breathe water.
This is true.
I could turn
Yeah,
into
reptiles.
I don't know,
Fish.
fucking octopus.
Swordfish.
There you go. Octopus. That could work.
Octopus. Oh, that would be good. Yeah.
Because they're squishy.
They are
can fit
indeed
into
quite
Completely
things.
squishy.
unlimited by.
You could turn
almost
into a
unlimited
frog.
They're
by
good at
space.
grappling.
So Maximus,
And I
what's
have
our plan for this if we go in this waterway? Are we just gonna
I'm
have
probably
someone
just gonna.
drag us to the bottom and then walk underwater?
As funny as that would be, I'd probably just downgrade to a breastplate.
I mean, if you want to, I could even make Mickey water breathing. You could ride him underwater.
Jesus Christ.
No.
Good
That's
God.
funny. I don't think I
Never
could get Mickey
dismounted,
to.
not
I don't
even
think I
in
could
the
get Mickey
water.
to do that.
With a little push. Take a little leap of faith.
How does water breathing work in like dirty water? Like if it has, like,
You
dirt
could
and
still
shit in
get
it,
sick,
or
but you're
something
not
like
gonna drown.
But if it's got like substances in it, like if it's just
If it
dirty,
could
let's
kill
say
a
it's just
fish,
dirt,
then it could kill you.
but otherwise it works fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so if you're breathing poopy water, am I gonna get like sick?
Potentially, yeah.
God damn it.
Luckily, you have a paladin in the party who can cure disease.
He also
They
said
have to
it
use a
wasn't
spell
used
slot.
anymore.
Also true.
No, it's lay on hands that could help you, which I have all of.
I think literally one
Yeah.
point of lay on hands instantly cures non-magical diseases.
I think it's supposed to be 5.
Oh, 5 points?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
So 6 uses.
And also lesser restoration.
Also true.
Well, I guess we're taking a fucking swim.
Yay!
All right,
Poopy down.
Well, did we
We're
say
checking
we...
the warehouse first.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Warehouse
yeah.
first. All right,
Yeah.
you guys make your way over to the warehouse. You request the key from the harbor master again. He gives it over without any questions. You go open up the door to the abandoned building. Rotting crates abound. No changes here. And let's get an investigation check. And while we're rolling that, I have a question for you, Hecko. I have something here written down in my notes. You told someone to go look into, like, go speak with Zednius. Do you remember who that was?
Yes, it was
I remember.
a Eldritch Knight that worked for the local department.
That's who it
of
was.
Magic
I have
as
his name here,
enforcer.
Optimer. I was forgetting which Optimer it was because there's so many fucking
He was a
Optimers.
bloodthirsty
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Eldritch
He had a
Knight.
necklace of
Yeah.
like fireball.
No, yeah, I know
beams.
that guy. Once you said Eldritch Knight, it all clicked together. I was just like, which Optimer is this? There's like 6 of them in the game. Okay, cool.
Optimer
I updated
Prime,
my notes to be
obviously.
more accurate. Cool. You guys search the
Roll
building.
out.
Just whoever has the highest, whoever wants to roll it. Take advantage because the whole party's searching. And I assume you're looking for like hidden entrances or poopers.
Yeah.
Cool.
I got a low investigation. It's a int
Wait.
skill.
I think I have a decent one.
Hecko's a genius. Also, I just realized we have no intelligence-based
yeah, no,
casters
yeah.
in this party. You're all just like...
What? I am an intelligence-based
Oh, I
caster.
forgot, because Arcane Trickster, yeah, true.
Is that a half caster or a quarter caster? I
Quarter.
don't know what a trickster is.
Quarter.
Okay.
Wow, okay,
Well-
advantage it is. That's a 20. So you search very thoroughly, and you find no a shithole, but like in the literal sense. You do not find one of those, nor do you find a hidden trapdoor that the rat was unaware of.
Well,
Sad to go.
So water it is.
unless you have a better idea.
Let's go swimming.
Yeah, you guys walk back to the water's edge, hand the key back to the harbor master, get your mounts sort of lined up and tied to a post just in case you are gone for a little bit, and you take a look at the harbor. And, you know, it's not terrible. Like, things that make water disgusting are like fish processing, which doesn't happen here in Tarako. Pollutants, like modern, semi-modern pollutants, also doesn't happen here. The only thing that makes Tarako gross, the harbor anyways, is human waste, which there is a lot of. So water is a bit murky.
Before we do this, it's going to be dark in there.
Almost pitch black, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Um,
didn't
I
think
can
of
see.
that.
I can
I
cast
can't.
light. So I will cast light on whoever our front person is, or an item on our front person.
Oh, cast it on my breastplate.
There you go. Boom.
Are we just going to
Only
leave our
light.
horses tied
Now-
up and hope that no one yoinks them?
I don't care.
No,
I can just bring him back.
I was thinking either we leave somebody behind, or
I-
we
you
give
know-
them.
You could leave Peach
dispose
behind
of
since
the
she'll be
portal.
indisposed briefly.
My my
Well,
horse
yeah.
can
Oh, okay.
command to like attack anyone that.
That is true.
Does
Your horse is
funny
intelligent.
business.
So yeah, you can leave your horse untied up and just tell him to bite anyone that fucks with Mickey or Nami or the other horses.
Yeah.
The light's not concentration, so can't you just cast it on literally all of us?
It isn't. Oh
It's
yeah, I
not,
can do
yeah.
that. Okay, boom. Everyone's lit up.
Yeah, Rixion, as you guys are getting ready at the edge of the harbor, you walk and you like
The
you
spell
touch...
ends if you cast it again.
Oh, it does.
Okay.
Unfortunate. So you
So-
touch Maximus.
But
Sorry,
that does mean I don't need to worry about if we wanted to recast locate object, so I can still.
Yeah, your
I'll
locate
just, like,
object's
the
done,
front
by the way.
I know, but I'm saying I could recast it if we want.
Oh, sure, because it's not concentration, yeah. Yeah, so you touch Maximus's breastplate. Maximus starts to take off his pauldrons and his greaves and his sabatons and just the whole process of taking everything off except for the breastplate. And starts loading
I
them
have
up
a
on the
question.
Mickey. Yeah, what's up?
How does this work underwater?
Um,
Oh.
The atmosphere inside the space is comfortable and dry, regardless of the
We
weather
know
outside.
exactly how this works underwater, Alex.
yeah. We used it in a water campaign. Basically, the interior, all water would be pushed out of it through the bottom because it's a half dome. So whatever the open side is, all water would be pushed out in that direction.
When you say half dome, so you're saying does it have a floor?
No, it doesn't. It's just a half dome.
Do I need to link you to Jeremy Crawford quickly? That
Feel
says
free
it has
to,
a floor?
because I'm not going to roll that way.
I'm pretty sure
I
we
know.
went over this exact tweet last time we used it.
For water purposes, I've used the spell before this way, and I'm going to keep doing it because I like that interpretation. So,
Which
If
means you
multiple
can't.
people-
You can use it as like a temporary breathing bubble.
yeah,
but that's
absolutely.
it.
It's a diving bell
Can't
basically
camp
because all the
inside.
water gets pushed out.
Yeah.
Multiple people have the light cantrip and they cast on the same spot. Is it brighter for each light cantrip?
No, because they all have the exact same brightness of 20 foot and 40, like 20 foot bright, 20 foot dim. It's not an actual light source. It's like a magical light that just sort of fills the area.
So if you have 500 torches within 5 feet of each other, it's
Well,
not
those would
as
be
bright
brighter
as
because
light.
those are actual
that
light
those are-
sources, not magic.
Interesting.
Um,
That is what I was imagining. Thank you, Yogi.
so is that Sandy Cheeks' house from SpongeBob?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so yeah, you
Also,
guys,
what the hell is that name?
Sandy Cheeks.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, it is
Wait,
what it is.
You're not familiar with SpongeBob?
Oh no, I am. I
Bikini
just,
Bottom.
He's just
When I-
realizing. He's
whenever
just-
whenever it
crab.
comes up, I'm like, how did I as a kid? Like,
yeah, it is a
think
pretty
this was
wild
normal?
name. Yeah. So Maximus takes off his armor, not all of it. Rixion takes off his armor, not all of it. And the five of you walk over to the water's edge.
Wait, I'm waiting. I'm leaving a lot of stuff behind.
Oh, okay. Well then, adjust your sheets accordingly.
I'm not leaving
Yeah.
anything behind.
True,
'cause
actually,
I'm gonna have to
anything-
leave
gonna be
behind my
absorbed
book
into
of
my house
ritual.
with it.
Fish.
Anything I
Nesme.
wouldn't want to get wet, I suppose.
Yeah.
You Mithril doesn't rust, right?
No.
Cool.
I assume my healer kit would get ruined if I take it.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, my books don't want to take those.
Yep.
That would be bad.
You guys are gonna get robbed.
Yeah, I mean, you do
The
have
horse
intelligent
will
horse
fight 'em.
there, which is pretty good. What's the passive
Put
perception
it
on
on
the
the
intelligent horse?
horses.
I don't have the horse on my.
Yeah,
I'll
aren't
put
we near
Is
the
it?
harbor
No,
master's
I don't have
hut?
the.
You're like 10 feet to the
I
left
was
of
gonna,
it,
yeah. I was gonna say, shouldn't we
Yeah.
just like, can we just deposit this at the harbor masters?
You can't put your horses in his office. Actually, no, you can't put any of it. His office is tiny as hell. It's like a little small shack.
Yeah, but can I ask to like
Yeah, he'll look out
basically
his
like
window
a
to make
backpack
sure
and
no
a
one
quiver
takes
and
it.
bow?
Yeah, he'll look out his
Passive
window to make sure
on
no one takes
a
it.
war
No,
horse is
inside,
11.
like
Okay, thank you, Yogi.
next to his desk. Can I just put my backpack inside next to his desk?
Sure.
So that there's important shit inside. Please,
Sure.
please don't have it be stolen.
Is
Yeah.
is there a garrison post anywhere nearby?
No, there is a what is it called? Naval office, but that's like 2 piers down. It's not right here.
Does my
I'll
component
give-
pouch get fucked?
Component pouch, yeah, definitely.
No.
I'll
Oh,
give
leave
the
it
harbor
with them?
master 1 electrum piece to make sure that he's not gonna steal
Sure, he
it.
was going to watch over them anyways. He views himself. Actually, he'll refuse your money. He says, "I'm a true Mithdosian patriot, Judge. I could never take your coin."
Alright.
One sec, Dota. I'll look up component pouch. It may say that it's like a sealed leather thing, in which it literally does say that small watertight belt pouch. So no, you don't need to remove it.
All right. I think I have everything unequipped.
How are our coin purses looking? Are they gonna be able to?
It's not a huge deal. A couple minutes in
Okay.
water aren't going to destroy these coins.
Well, yeah, I was afraid that not the coins, the satchel, and then all of our coins spill out into the fucking.
No,
I
that's
was
not.
worried
No,
about
the
that.
satchel.
Basically, only
No,
keeping
a rain
magic
does not
items on
melt
me.
your coin purse.
If there's anything little and light that you guys want me to carry, it
Oh yeah,
is
you can
sit
transform
inside
it
of
on
my
you.
octopus.
Yeah, and for particularly
but
the Renesmee
if
thing,
you get
we can just
knocked off
hand
the
wave
form-
anything you want to give her.
Unless he got knocked out of the form underground there.
True.
Sure,
I'm going
yeah.
to give her my 4. Well, I guess we don't need 4. I'll just give her one of my healer's kits.
Cool. You don't need to add it. Yeah, you don't need to add it to your sheet, Peach. We'll just know that Dota can recover that.
Yep.
Okay, well, is everyone stripped down and ready to go? Can Renesmee lead the way into the sewers in octopus mode?
Yeah. I will.
Onwards and downwards.
Yeah, waiting 10 minutes for my cast, and
I'll
there we go. I
turn
assume.
into a little octopus at the edge of the water.
Okay.
Because I want to be an octopus before I jump in.
Yeah.
And then
Wait,
once
wait.
I'm off.
You're doing this after I cast Breathe Water on all of us, right?
Sure. I mean, I can
So
breathe
just
water
in case
myself.
you get
but
knocked, just in case you get knocked out of the octopus form, you can still breathe water.
Okay.
Sure.
You finish casting water breathing, and then how would you phrase this? Octopus Nesme. There we go. Octopus No.
I, like,
Well, it's
lump
Octo
into the
Nesme. There it is.
water.
Octo Nesme. After you finish casting water breathing, Octo Nesme, her bones, they don't snap this time. Most of the time they snap because they're elongating. This time her whole body just jellifies, and for, during the transition frames, you see this just ooze sitting on the docks, and then that ooze forms into the shape of an octopus.
Oh, Harkon, I don't have an octopus form on my sheet.
I know you don't, but that's because only giant octopuses are actually given stat blocks, but you can just turn into a normal octopus.
Wait, really?
Yeah? I don't think normal tiny little
Same reason that,
octopuses
like,
have stat blocks.
Snails and mosquitoes and all these other kind of things work.
Correct.
Yeah, lots of animals just don't have.
If you want to know how
Oh,
octopuses
entries.
are statted, just look at the giant octopus. Everything there will apply except for obviously the hit points. But like you would have
There's
underwater
an
breathing.
octopus block.
There is
On
a
roll 20 there is.
Really?
A small beast. Yeah, small beast
I've
octopus.
never seen that before. Oh, you're right. There is a tiny little CR0 octopus. It's so cute. Wow. So, Octo Nesme, you turn into an octopus. And I'm going to mostly describe this from your perspective. Technically, the other 4 party members are following you, but you're going to be so much quicker than them underwater that, it's pretty wild. So you basically just sucker your way down this stone ledge into down. And just as a harbor master said, like 2 inches underneath the water line, there is a circular opening about 5 feet wide with grates, heavily rusted grates. But you just squeeze inside, moving into the space between the grates. And you can see about 30 feet through this murky water. And as you sort of plip forward, you actually don't need to go that deep because you're actually still mental stats, so you can do the math. Father Rixion was in the middle of the road when he got it pointing straight downward. which means it's about 25 feet into this tunnel. So as you plip into the entryway, you look into this dark sort of sewer area, and you see that there is this large sort of blockage. It's like seaweed and paper and just filth. This has filled this pipe. And amongst the filth, you can see a sort of grayish sort of finger bone that's trapped in this sewer blockage. And at about that time, you hear 4 different splashes as the rest of your companions land into the water.
Oh, I'll like octopus my way over to the finger. I'll grab the finger.
Yeah, you
I'll
wrap,
octopus
you know,
my way back to the party.
yeah, you wrap a couple suckers around the finger, break it, you know, pull it from the blockage. It has a bit of goo attached to the bottom of it. And as the 4 of you are just starting to get your bearing and start to swim, you know, breathing underwater towards the grates, you see Octonesme emerge with a finger bone in her tentacles.
I don't know if we can
I
talk
like
underwater.
extend
You
one
can't.
of my tentacles towards them.
I'm gonna shrug and underwater sigh.
Yeah, Bubbles
That-
just, you know,
Well,
the
that's
surface of her
about
mouth.
I mean, if there's light and we can still see each other, then we can sign for the people that can sign.
True,
That's
actually, yeah. Yeah, the octopus
Oh,
throws
man.
out some gang signs.
True.
Just took my armor off.
Yeah, you guys surface so that you can talk again. Octonesme plip-plops her way up onto the, back up onto the pier.
I continue holding out my tentacle.
Well, that's
that
no good.
has the suckers on the finger.
Yeah, Maximus, you pull yourself
Just
back up
waiting.
onto the water's edge, or back up onto the pier. You're soaked, your common clothes are fully soaked through. Your breastplate, you have to, like, start shaking it so water spills from the little crevices and, like, the armor attachments and stuff like that.
Well, what next?
I'm guessing the tongue will be the same. We can return. Well, we should return that finger to the church.
Now I'm waving the finger back and forth, my little octopus arm, waiting for someone to take it from me.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Is this
Yeah,
the correct one?
Yeah, you reach down and recover a
if I know.
gnarled-looking finger bone that's clearly arthritic because the joint is, like weathered, heavily weathered.
Can you check if it's hallowed? It would be hallowed if it's the real one, right?
Potentially. You'd have to do detect
How do I
magic
do?
for
Is
that.
that a defense? Is that divine sense?
Could be divine sense
Or
as
is-
well, yeah. Either of those could work.
Okay, I'll blow a divine sense.
All right, you burn a divine sense, and instantly, you have like an innate connection to Aurelian Soul as one of his paladins, and as you divine sense, you feel that connection grow deeper. This object is one of holy veneration of the faith of Aurelian Soul, and it has a bit of disgusting black goop on the bottom of it from the
Nasty.
sewer blockage.
Yeah, this is the real deal. We need to return this.
Well, I guess it's good that we found it.
Are we still within 60 feet of... No, because we would be above ground. I was wondering if the tongue was also down... Nesme's
Yeah,
still
I was about to say,
octopus.
could you locate object on the tongue? Just in case.
I'm going to jump in the water and just like swim around because like I'm bored of the conversation, but I'm here to help.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys see
Are you gonna look for
Octonesme
the
like
tongue?
using her
We need-
tentacles to just splash
we
around
need
the,
it.
the harbor. I mean, yeah, you can hear. It's interesting because you have octopus hearing, you know, facilities, which basically, so like Father Rixion is talking, those sound waves are then hitting the water. Then they're like moving through the water. So you're just hearing this like whoa, 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 like these really fucking weird
I know
noises
exactly what you're
that are
talking about.
yeah, these super strange noises. But Grania can sign, which you could still obviously understand with no problems because you do have eyeballs. And I think you get the sense they would like you to search for the tongue.
I pop my little head up over the water and I try to make eye contact with someone.
Yeah, you look at your companions with octopus eyes.
Like, look at her. Like... Hello?
She's
I
gonna get
wave high with
swallowed
one of my
whole
little
by a
tentacles.
big fish.
I will splash Father Rixion for saying that.
Yeah,
I'll stick a little
water
water his
droplets
way.
fly from the harbor. Like one manages to actually reach Father Rixion.
Huge success.
I just look at them expectantly.
Can you check for the tongue?
Please.
I'll put my tentacle arm outside of the water, and kind of like if you made a little face with your hand and you like nodded it yes, I will nod my tentacle yes. And then I will slowly submerge myself and start octopusing.
Yeah, you descend back down to the blockage and start to search. What do you think you're looking for? Do you think you're looking for a like fresh, healthy human tongue?
No.
Okay, what are you looking for then?
I'm looking for anything between a fresh, healthy human tongue to something that is like either like a black or a gray or a green old ugly thing. I don't even know what, like, yeah, it could be like a black old thing because it's aged too.
Yeah.
I'm looking for, yeah,
Okay.
a very large range of decomposition.
You find amongst this blockage, pretty close to where the finger bone was, you find a small little black nugget. It does not look like a tongue. It's just a little black nugget. It's about 3 inches long. It's slightly wider, like a little bit wide, but it mostly is just a little nugget of like incredibly compressed material. Maybe that's your tongue?
I don't know. I put it in one of my tentacles and keep looking.
Okay. Yeah, you continue to search along this blockage. Most things here aren't like distinct objects. They've all just sort of congealed into this mass. You can pick out a couple individual things, but to spare, you know, ourselves the disgustingness of like sewer systems, it's a lot of shit that doesn't actually apply. The only thing that did seem to be...
Nice.
Okay. Well, up on the surface, what are you guys
Then
doing?
she finds a real platinum coin.
Yeah, true.
Clueless.
Are you guys just vibing on the surface?
Yep.
Well, imagine
Yes.
like trying to like dry out my clothes and
Yeah.
wringing them out.
Yeah, yeah,
I'll start putting the rest of my armor back on.
yeah. You put your armor over your soggy common clothes. That's awful. What a terrible vibe.
Eh.
What a fucked up day.
Yeah, what a fucked
Happened
up day,
before.
man. Yeah, true.
Why did I not choose prestidigitation?
Yeah,
Damn it.
yeah. Could have instantly cleaned yourself off. Wait, Grania, don't you have prestidigitation?
I do.
Do you extend your offering of instant dryness to your party?
No.
Damn, she evil.
No.
She chaotic evil though.
She'll do it to herself, and
Yeah, you guys, I think,
just-
Severus, as you're like wringing out one of your socks over the harbor, you look to your left and see Grania completely dry. Even her hair, which was damp and soaked as she exited the water, is completely like dry and frizzled.
I'll just look at her and go like, how do you do that?
she will cast prestidigitation on him.
Yeah, instantly, phew, you feel dryness and moisture sort of is now spread all across the, like there was a lot of water on you. That water didn't just disappear. You see that it basically was squeezed out of you and now it drips from you and down into the harbor. It's like your whole body became non-stick for a moment. And a moment later you are just bone dry.
And
Thanks.
can
That
you
was
do
great.
that to me too, please?
We'll cast it on anyone who asks.
Yeah.
Oh,
Alrighty.
Yeah,
good.
all three of you can benefit from the prestidigitation. Water will emerge from
Such a
cracks that you
useful
didn't
spell.
even know you had, and pool on the ground underneath you. And after Maximus, is basically ends up being surrounded by a small puddle of water, you learn that you should probably do prestidigitation when you're next to the harbor so that you can have all the water go back into it rather than forming big old puddles on the ground. But soon enough, you can clean yourselves all off of water, re-equip yourselves with everything that you left on your horses.
Anything stolen?
Anything stolen? No. A sentient warhorse is terrifying. So yeah, nothing was stolen. Also, you weren't gone for that long. You literally just jumped into the water and then climbed back out instantly.
Well, you guys can breathe water for another 24 hours if you feel like it.
Yeah, you guys. It's interesting too because it's not like gills. It's just you just can just breathe water. It's pretty wild.
And air, of course.
Do we still stink?
Do you
Or
still
does that
stink
also-
from like the disgusting water?
Yeah.
Let's free prestidigitation.
Not with
No.
prestidigitation, I don't think.
Welcome
It
back,
just
Peach.
says clean or soil an object.
She's
It
so
doesn't
high, I
Okay.
can tell.
Uh,
No, I haven't even gotten mad.
I know, I'm just trolling.
It
Well,
says
actually, I don't know, I'm
chill,
just trying to
warm,
remember.
or flavor. That's fascinating. What does it mean by that?
There's also
Yeah,
on the
and
soil,
no,
right?
no, we're reading prestidigitation, not the tongue. I think that it doesn't automatically solve it, but the first effect is that you can
Since
create
the
an
source
odd
of it's
odor.
kinda gone.
But yeah, it's that, and also if you can make an odd odor, you can probably make a nice odor. So you clean them off, and then you know what's a pleasant smell to Grania?
Everyone smells like a fresh blueberry bush.
There you go. Nice spring and blueberries. Yeah, that's what you guys all smell like. And cutting down to the
Wait, why?
because they were cleaning off from being wet in the harbor. Yeah.
What's the reputation?
Wait,
does this mean that like the rich people have like arcane servants that cast precipitation on them for instead of perfume?
If this was a very high magic world, they would, but it's way too low magic for that. So you'd be paying like 50 gold a day to a spellcaster just to cast perfume spells on you.
Magic casters charge a lot of money.
Yeah, they're
That's
just
not
too
just
fucking
flexing.
expensive. So we will cut down to the dank dark sewer. Renesmee, you continue to search along this blockage, and you do find a couple of other things. You find dead animals, lots of different dead animals stuck in the blockage, various levels of decay. You find a lot of gross shit, but nothing that seems to be separate from the mass, meaning like new deposits. Most of this stuff seems like it's been here for a very long time. So, are you satisfied with your acquisition?
Yes, I am satisfied. I will bring everything back as much as I can, one in each tentacle.
All
And I will
right.
tentacle out, and then I will go up and put each item in a row on the
What
side
are
of
the items that you've recovered?
the thing. Whatever looked like a tongue.
Okay, well then, you guys, after just as you're getting spruced
Like,
up,
including that first thing, that first block.
yeah, just as you guys are getting spruced up, a octopus emerges from the water and plops up onto the surface and deposits in a row 4 items. They are all dark, very dark, nugget shaped, and that is all.
I'm gonna divine sense again.
All right. One of these is a holy object of Aurelian soul.
I pick up that one.
Yes, it is disgusting. Both before it was in the sewer, because it is a petrified tongue, as in they removed all moisture from it, and then just had it on display. So that's gross alone, but also it was in the sewer, so it started to re-moisturize, which is even grosser.
That is awful.
Grania is gonna tug on or try to get Volleyworks' attention and then point at the tongue.
Yeah, I think I know what she's getting at, so I'll extend my hand with it in there.
Yeah, a horrific amount of disgusting sewer water comes out of this thing. I mean, it was starting to, rehydrate, and there's a lot of pores in the tongue, so it starts to just gush out water into your hand until eventually, just sort of splats onto the stone beneath you. But now you have an even more, like, black coal nugget in your hand.
Well, that's
So we did find the tongue.
You did.
horrible.
So we got the finger and the tongue. Let's return it to the church, and then I guess maybe search for another item on the list. I have
You
not
need
got
help
any
getting
other
out of
ideas.
the water? Are you like tall enough so you can like haul yourself over the
I thought we
edge?
were already on the docks.
Yeah,
I
you've
didn't
been
know we
fully
were
out of the
on
water.
I went octopus Nesme.
No, yeah, she just uses her little suction cups.
Yeah, I can.
Oh shit.
So,
All right, what else is on the list?
yeah.
There's a golden carpet, which has probably already been fenced, if I had to guess.
No, there's no way he can fence stuff like that quickly. Especially after we took down his fence.
The
Spooked him.
candelabra and the holy symbol that I would need a better look at to identify. Otherwise, it's just going to be something generic.
Now that
When
we've
you say a golden carpet, is it like made of gold?
Embroidered.
Griffiths, I assume.
Oh, that doesn't sound very common.
I mean, if it hasn't already been sold, then that would be an item to look for.
also something to
It
consider
may
now
also
that
be
you've
something that's
pursued.
common in like rich people homes, so it's hard to say.
Now that you pursued a couple different leads, something to consider is that they would probably have a very lengthy physical description of the holy symbol back at the nunnery.
Oh,
I didn't
That
know
is
that.
very true.
a description would be like a secondhand description would be enough to search.
I believe for
but I
locate
guess
object,
if it is-
it's only description. It's describe or
Okay.
name an object that is familiar to you.
It's
yeah,
also
familiar to
super
you is why I
interesting.
didn't.
Oh, sure. Yeah, since it's describe, I
It's-
think it would work to just describe it.
Okay.
I think it's really interesting that this guy that stole these 2 items of like super religious importance didn't harbor them to sell them for like an insane amount of money. Of course, they're like gross items, but he could have sold them to someone.
Maybe
To
Yeah.
be
he
fair, he
didn't know.
probably didn't know what they were, and he's probably the type of guy that just got after he got this item. Like, it didn't mean he was an amazing like thief or something before, so he's just like, oh, some random shit.
The only
It
people
doesn't
that
look
would
like it's
even
expensive.
buy this would be like super evil people. Like I bet the Necromortis would be one.
They
of
would
the only
love that shit,
groups
bro.
That buy this
Yeah,
kind
but
of
they would
thing.
pay good money.
But
would-
does he?
To be,
I don't know if he would know how to.
He
beat
was a
them.
small-time thief. He's not some like Dota said. He was literally like stealing from other criminals just to get by. He wasn't some crazy
Yeah.
successful dude.
Yeah, I don't
When
think
it
this
came to this
dude is
item, he
smart
looks at
enough
the-
to know where he could fence this.
Yeah. Well, he looks at the stuff and he's like, oh, golden rug, expensive. Dried up tongue, garbage.
Dota gets it. He gets it. He's in the mindset of the thief. Weird black nugget, clearly worthless. Golden rug, hell yeah.
Yeah, can we get the description of the...
Well, yeah, you guys need to go back to the nunnery anyways to return
Yeah.
these objects. So the 5 of you get on your horses. You give Father Rixion, do you have any relationship with your horse, or is this thing just like a do you pet it? Do
I
you
always
compliment him
thought
for
in
his?
my mind he's like a robot. I don't know.
That's fair.
I
That's
guess
totally
robots
fine,
aren't
yeah.
a thing in Valeros, but in my mind he's just a tool.
Robots certainly are things. In Valor, you basically encountered them in Broken Bones and Bodies, the clockwork
Oh
things.
right, the dwarven.
Yeah. But yeah, it's basically an automaton that it's just a, what is it, tabula rasa that you basically just order around with your thoughts. So yeah, you don't compliment it at all for biting away thieves, because it'd be weird to compliment something that has no free will. And so you just climb onto its back and the 5 of you ride away. The harbor master, as you recover your backpack, Severus, the harbor master says, "If there's anything else I can do to help you, judges, I'd be more than happy to."
We see a weirdly nondescript man come through here.
What do you mean by that?
Isn't somebody who was wearing this? Oh, and you already forgot about it. It's like you can't remember him.
I mean, I can't say. I don't think so, sir.
Okay, just a shot in the dark.
All right.
Do you see anyone walk by here
That you forgot, yeah.
Forgot about.
Yeah, you guys get onto horseback and ride to the nunnery. The crowd has dispersed. The news of the theft has been fully brokered to the public. Also, the contubernium and the centurion that were here are gone. They were no longer worried about additional thefts or whatever, and you guys were able to search the scene.
I literally told them that they should be worried about
the opera house. Yeah, exactly. So they're not here at the
Okay.
random ass nunnery. And so you guys have to dismount, and Rixion, you walk up and knock on the door. As you would know, other than strict necessity, you probably shouldn't even be looking at nuns. So obviously this was a strict necessity. You had to investigate this crime, but and under normal circumstances, you should never be able to enter their reliquary. So the door will open.
What?
It's just the rule. It's just religious rules.
Oh.
Nunneries are very separate. But the door will open. A woman is there. She is fully covered up except for a small eye slit that's visible. And she will see you, 5 judges, and see the 2 objects in your hands. And she will sign in Imperial Sign Language, which you don't understand, Father Rixion. So, Granny,
Nope.
yeah, you can tell that this woman is saying, "I have taken an oath of silence. May I have the holy objects?" But for you, Rixion, you just see her hands move.
I mean, I don't know what she's saying, but I'm gonna extend the
That's
items
so
to her
cool
because
that
that's
she
what I
knows
came here to
that.
do.
Yeah, she will take the 2 items
Oh,
back,
scares me.
and she will give a deep bow.
I will sign to her back because I kind of understood that we found the holy items.
Some of them.
Yeah, she recovers the 2, and
Ew.
she closes the door to the nunnery.
What?
Cool.
She takes the tongue, and she takes the bone, and she closes the door.
We knock on it
Oh.
again?
Okay, you knock on it again.
Well, I'm leaving because I'm not supposed to be here.
All right, yeah, you go. You put some distance between you and the building, and you get up on your horse. Now you feel a lot more comfortable now. Maybe these bozos don't worry about the religious implications, but you do. And yeah, you knock. There's a knocker on the door, so you slam it a couple times, and you wait, and you slam it again, and the door opens, and there's a different person there. She is dressed in, basically black robes up to her neckline where it cuts off very harshly. Her head is fully visible. She has a shaved head, obviously clean shaven face. Her eyebrows are missing as well, basically totally hairless. And she has tattoos that are kind of yellowish goldish along her bald head, depicting various holy symbols such as the Kai Rho or the sun, things like that. And she will look at you and the other 3 judges nearby, and Father Ixion sort of lingering in the back. Hello?
We hear about the stolen items from earlier today.
Yes, Sister Matrushian recovered the tongue and the finger bone from you.
Yes. We were wondering if you had a precise physical description of the holy symbol. It would help us locate it.
How precise? I've gazed upon it almost every day for my entire service here.
Precise enough to differentiate it from any other holy symbol
All right.
of Aurelian, so.
She will close, she'll sort of step out of the nunnery and close the door behind her so that the interior is no longer visible, and she'll sort of lean against the door. Well, the object is, it's a necklace, first of all. The band is made of silver. The object itself is made of gold. It's sort of like a stylized ship mast depicting Saint Lornia during her martyrdom. Her hands are wrapped around her torso, covering up her immodesty. She is crying and screaming. The stab wounds to her arms are visible along the holy symbol, and there's pearl socketed in the eyes.
I'm sorry, she wore a holy symbol of herself?
No, that's what the holy symbol looked like.
Oh, I thought the holy symbol would be like the one she wore.
No, that was destroyed during her martyrdom.
Oh. Sorry. I think that should be precise enough. Thank you. And be really all with you.
Thank you for solving this. Even if we don't get the holy symbol back, the tongue and the bone are a very substantial boon.
We'll try our best to get the rest back as well.
She gives a nod, and she will open up the door and slip back inside.
Yeah. And then we go over to Father Ixion, I guess?
Sure.
And I'll give him the description.
And then I'll get on my horse.
Well,
wait till
Yogi,
everybody else.
what do you describe for this locate object?
I need Hecko to repeat it to me. 'cause I don't remember.
Echo, what do you
It's,
describe for this locate
I was-
object?
I was far
It's,
away. I didn't
it's a-
hear.
It's a necklace. The necklace itself, the cord, is made of silver, while the pendant, I guess, itself is made of gold. It depicts the saint herself on in front of her, like next to like a ship mast. Her arms, which have the stab wounds visible on them, are covering up her immodesty, and her eyes, she's crying and screaming, and her eyes are made of pearls, like there's pearls innate into them.
There was basically only one flaw in that transcription, so I think that's close enough for a locate object.
What was the flaw?
She's not depicted next to a masthead. It's that the amulet resembles a masthead in the sense that it's like tilted forward, but that's a super minor thing. So yeah, you guys all get on horseback, and we're locating that object, Yogi.
Yep. And then we're searching the city.
And you start to ride through the city. Okay, you guys ride, and you head along the docks first. That's where you would expect to look. You find nothing. You ride along the interior, like the heart of the city, which is where like the governor's palace and stuff is. Still no pings. You ride to the southern side of the city, which is closer to like the opera house and stuff. No pings. And then you start doing the circumference of the city, sort of like the Pilgrim District. You're getting into the last couple minutes. Like you're at like 9:50. Like you have like 10 seconds left basically in the spell, and you get a ping outside of the city walls, but within 1,000 feet of your location.
Oh, if I've only got 10 seconds, I'm going to shout that it's that way. I'm going to point the exact direction.
Yeah, you point in towards the wall.
Everyone knows.
How far?
1,000 feet.
Yeah, right at the edge on the thing.
Is it moving?
All right, I
is not moving,
stare
no.
directly at that
Not
exact
moving.
point.
Yeah, we're going that way, straight.
Yeah, you guys emerge from the walls. You have
One
to
of us has a
ride.
compass, right?
No.
No.
Jesus
Why?
Christ.
Why would one of us have a
They're
compass?
so
I don't think that's
expensive.
very
How are
standard.
we this incompetent?
No, you don't understand. They're so expensive. In
They
this
do
world.
cost
How
a
much
bit.
is a
Yeah.
compass?
I think it's like 5 gold or something. To be fair.
I thought
How
that
we
it was
just
a
incompetent?
companion.
No,
They're
spy
not prepared.
glasses. Spy glasses are like 100 gold, but
Right, the next time we're at home, we're buying a compass.
you guys ride southward and exit the closest gate you can find. And as you emerge out on the road, you look to your north, which is where you're pointing, and this is a slum. It is one of many shanty towns that sort of proc up outside the city walls. They don't have to follow city building codes. They only have to follow provincial building codes, which means they can kind of just sprawl out into like rat nests of architecture. And this one is pretty big. It's probably like 700, 800 people that have formed a number of like shitty little wooden structures that are half leaning against one another, just sprawled in the shadow of the wall.
I think we might need another local object.
All right, well,
Unless we follow the line exactly, right?
I don't know how we would follow the line.
Unless one of
exactly.
you guys has like a
Help
wacky
us.
feat like observant or like keen mind or something that would allow you to do something this specific, I'm gonna say that is impossible. There's just too many buildings in this area.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So we go again.
Can we go again?
We can go again. Yeah, we got 2 more.
Oh, I forget you're a
chances.
sorcerer. That's why you have all these fucking spell slots. I was like, I don't think paladins have this many at level 9, but yeah, you're a sorcerer. Okay, cool. We do it again. This time, instantly it pings. It's actually well within 1,000 feet. Do you want to dismount? You're gonna like ruin it. You're gonna destroy some shit if you try to ride through this really dense slum on horseback.
Yeah, if it's this close.
Yeah, like the pathway is less than 5 feet wide. Like you're gonna have to go sideways at some point to squeeze through like 2 wooden shacks that are like
Right.
both leaning inward. Okay, you guys dismount. You once again assign Rixion's steed to bite anyone that touches your horses.
What if? Should we have someone hang outside to attempt to pursue in case this individual makes a
Yeah.
run for it?
Someone has been dispelled, if that still works. Or someone
Oh,
that
yeah.
has the... So
Someone
not
that
me.
what?
Yeah.
Well, me and you, Maximus, we failed some sort of magical check.
Yeah.
Maybe Renesmee, because she could like fly as like an eagle or something and chase
That's
without
true.
being
if-
seen.
Won't it still work if they're like, it's that guy over there? They're like, oh, I may not be able to remember his face, but
Well,
if I keep him in eyeball
yeah.
I don't know
sight,
how
well,
it, I don't
that
know
dude-
how it works.
1 second. I think that it would be a good idea to, and imagine that I'm saying this is Renesmee.
Yeah. Oh, did
we
you turn
end up
from
seeing the
octopus
guy.
Nesme back into normal Nesme?
Well, I assume I'm not riding on the horse.
Good
as an
point. Yeah, that
octopus.
would be difficult.
Yeah.
Yeehaw, that's an
Um,
octopus.
Anyways, I would say to the party, since it seems to be only Severus, Grania, and I that would be able to see him that have this magic dispelled, if we do point at someone and say that's him, don't try to look at his face. Look at his boots. Memorize his boots. Memorize his pants. Memorize his jacket. Chase the boots, the pants, the jacket. Do not chase the man's face. If that makes sense.
Sure. I'll do my best.
Hmm.
if that's how that works.
So we're gonna pop up
Dude,
Renesmee outside
you
the
just-
slum,
just take
and
the
then the
guy,
rest
his
of you
name
guys
is-
are going in. True. So Renesmee's posting up outside. The rest of you guys are going in.
I think that's what they're suggesting.
You guys dismount.
How tall are
Sounds
these
good.
shacks?
How what?
Tall. This is like a shack.
None of them are above
shanty
10 feet.
town. Could I climb them, or would they like fall apart?
I would not rely on them holding your weight.
Okay, so I can't like try chasing the rooftops.
You could
to
try,
scout
but
ahead?
again, I would not
You're
rely
gonna
on these
fall
to
on
hold your
someone's
weight.
dinner.
Yeah.
I'd rather not.
All right, you guys dismount then, and Father Rixion leading the way. You begin to walk in here, and there was a lot of people. There were like kids and dogs and people like just living their lives. But as they see 4 judges roll up, they all fucking instantly disappear. Dogs are pulled in by kids. Everyone seems to go to their own little shack because they don't know why you're here. Renesmee posts up outside, and the 4 of you head in. And the arrow is not moving, but it is moving in the sense that like you guys are getting closer to it. You head deeper and deeper. You have to squeeze at one point to fit in some of these buildings. Maximus, this is a claustrophobic space for you. This is tighter than almost any other dungeon any other place you've ever been in. You're more used to like open plains where you can be on horseback with your lance. You're kind of Tabrashian in that sense. And eventually, you come across this shack. It is the one in question, the one you're looking for. The arrow points directly into the shack, and there is a door that is like barely holding on to life. It's like not even hinged there. It's just like propped up to hold kind of closed, and you can just move the door to the side to enter.
I'd like to go around the thing once.
Sure.
Is there like a back entrance?
There's a couple broken boards in the back that could fit a person.
I'll stand right there.
Okay.
And peek through.
You peek through and you see a dark room.
Oh. I'll just wait for somebody to not announce themselves and break in.
Okay.
So we're breaking in. I'm just gonna bust through the front door.
We might, if this guy is in there, we might need any advantage we can get, right?
Be a surprise round.
Okay. I'll yeah.
You'll
Go ahead, Father.
Okay.
All right, I'm busting in the door.
Yeah,
Batter it
the
down.
door isn't on hinges, so you just kick it inward, and it obviously falls inward because no hinges.
Just like lands on a child.
Yeah, it lands on the ground, and instantly your eye illuminates the entire room. And in here, you see spoils. Lots of them. On the left-hand side of the room, there is several boxes filled with like random shit. It looks like someone grabbed like a milk crate box and just started shoving random shit inside. This includes like necklaces and jewelry and even just straw gold coins, art objects basically. On the right-hand side of the room is 2 additional milk crate boxes, and those are filled with the objects you are looking for: the holy symbol, the candelabra, the rug, a couple other things.
Right.
No one's here.
Nope.
Check for invisible people.
Alright.
How are you doing that? Or are you just
Ow.
sweeping
Like
the room
sweeping
with your
around
air?
the space where people.
Okay,
could
I
I didn't
do
know
the
if you meant
I do the
magically.
whirlwind thing with my warhammer.
Sure.
You spin around with it stuck
try
out.
not to knock.
Yeah, the
against
3
it.
of you, except for Granny, start to clear out the interior of this room. And Granny, I'd like you to make an intelligence saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Okay, cool. Yeah. The 3 of you clear out the interior of this room, and you find no invisible creature.
I'll walk outside.
She got
Is
a
there-
+3 on that if she was close to me. I don't
Nope.
think that matters though.
Does not matter.
Is there another shanty house right next to it?
There are dozens. I mean, these things are packed right next to each other.
Yeah, I'll go to the closest one.
Okay.
Pound my fist on the door.
The door does not have hinges.
Is there even a door?
There is a door. It's like propped up against it, so you'd like pick it up and move it to the left.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah,
Judge of
inside.
the Empire,
yeah,
who lives here?
Inside, you see a woman and 2 children. They all look grimy as shit, and they're all huddled in the corner.
I'll point across the street to that house. Who lives there?
No one.
Have you seen anyone coming to and from it?
No.
Also, Granny doesn't recognize that something's wrong, right?
Nope.
From the check.
I'll put the door back.
You put the door back.
I'm gonna start No, I'm just gonna instant cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
Wait, no, I can't. It's a ritual caster thing. Which means I literally can't.
I can do
Bozo.
it. I can do it.
Wait,
if
never
you...
mind. I can actually. I'm stupid.
Okay.
I have from ritual caster, but I can cast it normally, I believe, right?
Sure.
Wait, let me check.
You burn
I
a
don't-
spell slot to cast Detect Magic. The holy symbol is consecrated. It is very magical. It's like it's a holy symbol that you could equip if you were a cleric. I mean, that's about it.
All right, I'm grabbing the... I mean, we can see the holy symbol, so I'm going to pick that up because we need to return that.
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
hefty. It's like, it's a big holy symbol too. It's not meant to just like lay, like a necklace. It like, if you make, basically it's the whole length of your sternum. So what's that, like on my body? That's like 7 inches long, 6 and like 7 8 inches long. So it's a long ass holy symbol, and it's very detailed.
All right, cool. If he's not here, where did you think his next spot was? The Opera House?
Are we detecting magic?
You did detect magic, yeah. Only the holy
Yeah,
symbol is
you are.
magical and consecrated.
Okay.
And that's it.
That's it.
I'll walk like a spiral, like a slowly spiraling circle.
Yeah, roll
going
me an
outward
Arcana
from
check.
the shack. Arcana, sure.
Ooh.
Yeah, you find nothing else.
No, and that one
Oh
for
my
12.
god. The nat 1, dude.
For a
With
total
a
of 12.
plus 11. Oh my gosh.
That's painful. For me.
Very much
For
so.
me.
Yes.
It's very funny. So, what now? We have all the objects
well.
that he stole.
Well,
Well,
except
except
for
for one.
We
Except
could-
for one.
Okay.
Wait, there's a holy object he stole we don't have? Or
No, the
we
black
just
cowl.
need a
Cowl.
cowl?
Yeah.
Cowl.
Okay.
Bozo.
I'm gonna divine sense because why not? That's the
Yeah,
only...
you are holding a consecrated object of a significant power. It's more holy than
Flashbangs
either the
himself.
finger. It's not quite that powerful, but it is more powerful than either the finger or the tongue. It is a saintly object.
Right.
I believe that's all.
That's okay. Within 60 feet.
Yeah.
Well, but he's gonna have to come back here at some point, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Should I post up here? I'm the stealthiest
Oh.
of the lot of us.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Now she's suited.
What? No, I'm not. Not yet.
Not
But
yet.
I do have to pee.
Well, feel free to go do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure there's a
okay.
camp nearby.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Oh
Severus,
my
you
god,
could...
fuck off.
Anyways,
No. No, dude. No.
Yogi, you were saying.
Yeah, Severus, it's a good idea for you to post up. I need to get this object back to the church.
I still under a suspicion. I would vote that we leave everything here. Until... Well, so he doesn't realize that everything's been busted.
Well,
I suppose as
But
long
on
as
the other
you're...
hand, he
looking
might
over
know.
it. I think he'll know regardless because I kicked this door down. No?
well,
We can just
watch
post
this.
it up against the wall again. It's not
Put
like
the
you
door
broke it.
back? Question mark.
Sure.
Does that work, Alex?
Yeah, I mean, you just kicked it down flat. It's not like you actually damaged it.
There's no like hinges. Okay.
Yeah,
No.
it just is.
Hinges up for rich people.
This guy is
based-
rich. Have you seen his stuff?
Yeah, this house ain't rich though. Far from it.
Okay. I'll put the symbol
Yeah,
back and...
I like the posting up idea.
As long as you're sure he can't escape with this item.
Like 90%. Oh no.
I
what
got
this
one
cowl
locate
does.
object left, and then we can chase him down if that starts to happen.
Well, if he has it on him, there's a good chance we might not be able to find its signature. Otherwise, you could just look it up like the cowl, no?
You have no
Did
idea
we
what
have
the
a-
cowl looks like.
Yeah, we didn't get a really good description of the cow.
I bet it was black.
Yeah, just a black cow
I
would
bet-
apply to almost every
yeah.
single cow in the city, though.
Overwhelmed by the amount of arrows.
yeah, just arrows in all directions.
Well,
I'm gonna leave because I stand out too much.
Okay, you exit the shanty town and make your way back out to the horses where Renesmee is.
yeah,
Man in the Shining Mithril armor too.
shouldn't we be like in the area so that Echo doesn't have to confront this individual alone?
Yeah, I was thinking maybe you could like post up in like a nearby house that's empty and just sit in there.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's basically what I was thinking.
Well, me and Maximus will do that because Maximus also stands out a lot.
Just a
Knight
bit.
in Shining
yeah.
Mithril armor, just yeah. Little bit.
What? No, dude.
Oh,
No,
Grania.
I don't do it.
If Grania like rolls in the dirt a bit, she could actually fit in here.
Prestidigitize herself to be a little dirty.
I could, yeah.
You wanna mime the orphan child or just hide somewhere?
Granny doesn't have a preference. She'll say whatever you guys want.
To be fair, the locals are going to know you're not an orphan child, so they won't be like interacting with you at all, so you won't really blend in that well.
Well, in that case, hide so you don't get any clothes
And if
dirty.
this guy's lived here his whole life, he'll know that you don't look like someone that lives here, probably.
Yeah, I don't think a prestidigitation dirty is going to be the same as like how people actually get dirty. It's going to like look a little bit artificial, like makeup.
How many people live in this little...
Looks to be about 700,
Place.
based on the number of buildings.
Oh, okay, then that's enough people that you wouldn't know everybody.
Not
Okay.
everyone, but I mean, you'd probably know if there
How
was a
much does
redhead
like
girl.
a meal for a day cost?
I don't. What do you mean? Like where? Like what
So-
context?
like-
What type of food?
In Traco, like a squalid,
A copper.
like a copper. Interesting. How much is a gold in copper? Is it 10,000?
1,000.
1,000. 1 gold could feed this entire place.
Yeah.
For one day.
You could be Mr. Beast.
Maybe I should be.
I fed 700 orphans. So...
And I only got 1 level up from it. It's ridiculous.
True. So Maximus, you set up in one of the shacks, abandoned
Yeah.
ones, which there are plenty of. Grania, you set up in another abandoned shack. And Severus, are you setting up in the shack itself, like the main one?
I know Thieves' Cant, right?
Yeah.
Is there like any people on the corner here?
No, everyone's hiding inside their homes.
I'm thinking, is it possible for me to like ask somebody who like chills on this corner regularly to like sit there on the street
Well, you'd have
and
to
just
find a person
whenever they
first.
see somebody coming towards them, they like make a noise to warn me?
Yeah, you'd have to find a person first, because again, they've all gone into their homes.
What direction is the main entrance
There is no main entrance.
to the house?
Oh, to the one that you're in? It points eastward.
Okay, what's the house eastward?
That is the one that Maximus took the door off of and talked to the family inside.
I'd like to go there again.
Okay.
I'll just pop my head in and say, right.
Yeah, you see a mom and 2 kids curled up in the corner.
I'm not gonna make you any trouble. You know, don't need to be afraid of me. I just want to ask you one thing. If I give you a silver coin, would you just keep your door open a bit and look outside? And if you see somebody walk into that house, and I point to the house it just came out of, you just
No
give
one
like
goes
a-
there.
Oh, yeah.
Well, then it's
Hello.
well. If no one goes there, then it's free money, right?
She shakes her head. Severus, as you're having this conversation, you realize you no longer remember the name.
What?
You no longer remember the guy's name?
Oh dear. I'll like try intently to like. What was it? Damn it!
Yeah. It's gone.
In this moment, somewhere away, do I also forget this guy's name?
Correct. All three of you do.
Fuck. I'll give this woman a silver piece nonetheless.
She won't touch it.
It's not cursed or anything. I don't want you to do anything for this. Just feed your children. Take it as an excuse for barging in here so rudely.
Yeah, she just stares at you.
If she doesn't take it, I'll just leave it on the ground.
Okay.
Inside, close the door and post up inside the house.
All right. You post up inside the house. And Grania, elsewhere, you realize that you have also forgotten the name of the guy, and some of the details on him are starting to get more fuzzy. You remember he wears black, but like, you don't remember much else. Like, he wears black, and maybe he has some friends in the city, but you don't remember much about them. Your knowledge of the person seems to have substantially diminished.
Okay.
We still remember the whole like bandolier thing.
Yeah,
Or was that also
a little bit
light?
about that. Yeah, yeah. You remember he wore something on his chest, pretty distinctive. And you guys start to wait, and we'll cut to Renesmee and Rixion. The two of you are just in a grassy field, you know, before the agricultural stuff starts, but after this shanty town, just sort of waiting. Those three have like a thing to do. What are you guys doing to pass the time?
I don't know that I get along super well with Father Rixion, so I'm going to be very intent on my duty of keeping watch.
Of watching.
Yeah. Okay, the two of you guys are
Unless
watching
he
in
makes
silence.
Fonbo.
And
Unless what?
unless you start a combos, I think what she said.
Oh, I don't know what Rick
Nice weather we're having, huh?
Yeah, the two of you guys just stare into the distance, and Renesmee, you know, your thoughts sort of start to wander, and you start to realize the things that you've forgotten about this guy. And I'd like both of you guys to make intelligence saving throws.
You get a +3.
Oh, base.
Okay, Father
So I gotta
Rixion
open
passed.
myself up because I was an octopus.
You were indeed an octopus. Octonesmee. That is also a pass. So the two of you are sitting here, and you notice a lone figure starting to exit this camp, going towards the gate, so on the southern side of the camp. And, you know, the main reason you're making the save is, do you recall enough distinct details to peg this person as to whether it's your target or not? Like, do you remember the bandolier? Do you remember the black clothes? Do you remember the fact that he had nice, kind of like well-groomed hair? Because that was one of the details you got from the butcher's guy. One, you remember all those details, and two, those all apply to this guy. In fact, you get a very good look at his face. You see a lone man stalking along the wall, moving towards the gates.
I immediately get up. Is that our guy?
Yes.
Ready to
I
go.
think so.
Okay, I'm gonna tell the horse to go get the other people. Fuck whoever's in
That
the
would
way.
mean you are no
Fuck
longer
those
mounted.
orphans. Well, this guy, is he mounted?
No, but he is likely substantially faster than you since he's a rogue.
That's true. All right, then I won't do that, and I'll just start chasing him.
Okay, you know...
Yeah, I'll hop on his horse and fucking go up with him.
Okay, your horse, without, you know, you don't kick its side or anything, it just starts to run. And the second your horse starts to, like, sprint, this man seems to start sprinting as well. He looks over his shoulder and he sees you. And, you guys begin to charge through the streets of Tarako behind him. The horse clatters across the cobbles, and you are faster than him. He is very fast, don't get me wrong, but he's just a normal rogue swiftness. The black cowl does not imbue him with any additional speed. So you start to massively close the distance between you and him. And then he just... Yeah?
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, once I get within 60 feet, I'm gonna do something.
You will be able to get within 60 feet
far is
before he
he?
does the thing he's going to do.
Okay.
So what do you want to do, Yogi?
I'm gonna use the command spell and command him to halt.
Oh shit!
Huge.
Let's see how
If he
it
fails the
goes.
save.
Wisdom saving throw. What's this DC?
My DC is 17.
So
Oh, let's go.
Huge.
he was just about to duck around a corner, in which case you likely would have lost him. Because his footsteps are silent and he has Pass Without a Trace cast on him. But he doesn't. You tell him to come, and he stops moving, and he starts to move towards you. And since you're riding hard on horseback, and he spends his turn approaching you, it's only one turn, right, for the command?
I believe so.
So that puts you within melee range of him. And we're going to roll into initiative because you get to him by doing your full movement, and then he just spent his turn walking towards you. So we're going to roll into initiative to see what happens now.
You got to get that cowl off of him.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the Chad.
That's big. That's big. That's huge. That's massive.
Sorry, I'm
That's okay. No rush.
trying
No
to
rush.
find my
Nesme's
fucking
here.
initiative. Yeah, sorry guys. Sorry,
That's okay. That's okay.
I don't know.
I will say, Father Ixion, you are getting a much closer
I'm on
look at
my
this guy.
laptop.
If you'd known, like, if people weren't forgetting about him, he's actually very distinctive because he's very handsome. He's a handsome guy, well-groomed facial hair, well-groomed hair. The cowl is like sort of around his shoulders. He's got a pretty muscular build to him. He does have that bandolier across his chest, and he also has scars across his face. So he's pretty distinctive for the circles that he was running in.
Right.
I'm so sorry. I'm so confused on my laptop. It's like not showing me what I normally have.
Well, you can just roll a d20 plus.
4 or 3?
I think it's 3.
Wait,
You can just roll a
is
d20
Roll20
plus
different on the laptop?
plus 1.
Oh, I see it now. Wait. I did it.
All right, cool. We're in there. Also, the command was halt, not to come, which is, yeah, it's the same thing though, functionally, because you can still cover the distance on horseback. Okay, Father Ixion, you are within 5 feet of Harris Lucas. You're on horseback, he's not. There is chaos in the streets around you as a judge in full plate on horseback charges towards this one dude.
I'm pretty sure this guy does not have... he's not a super high-level guy because he was a commoner thief before this.
Well, he's not a commoner, but he was a thief before this.
But he was like a low-level thief, so he was like...
Yeah.
I'm not expecting a lot, so I'm gonna just try and cut his head off with my greatsword, pretty much.
Jesus Christ! You swing your
So
great
I think
sword.
it's disadvantage.
I don't know.
wasn't
Why would it be
doing
disadvantage?
Weapon Master because I'm mounted, right?
Oh, unfortunate. So you roll a 12, in which case your blade swings wide over his head.
Okay, I get 2 attacks.
You do get 2 attacks, and it is disadvantage, so it's only a 17, which does hit.
Oh, no.
Does it?
17 does hit, yeah.
Okay.
To the ground.
Take him down.
Delete him.
So you hit him for 12, I think?
12. Yeah.
Yeah, so you slice him for 12. He stumbles backwards, instantly, not bloody, but like a long cut along his arm, and he seems shocked that you even, any of this is happening. Renesmee.
I think
Wait,
I'm gonna
what's your
fucking
dexterity?
polymorph him.
She loses that.
I believe he goes before you since he has a 18 in dex.
Oh, okay.
All right,
Yeah, I
then
think
he is
this
going
is
to
forward.
he's going to point towards your saddle, Father Ixion, and he's going to speak a word. You don't hear anything, but then you hear a loud knock emanate, and all your saddle straps break, and you are dismounted. So you and Renesmee are both knocked prone.
That's right. That thing can do that.
And then, that's his action. Bonus action, disengage. Movement, he's going to run 30 feet into an alleyway. He is still within line of sight, but next turn he'll be able to break it. So, now, Renesmee, it is your turn.
I'm going to
Within-
polymorph him into a snail.
What?
Oh.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, I think that works. So I will make him
I mean,
do a whiz
does
save.
all of his... Wait. Does
Everything turns into
all-
the snail.
Oh, that's annoying. I thought that all his stuff would fall.
Nope.
Maybe I changed my mind then.
Okay.
Wait, no. That's still that's still really good.
Harkin
'Cause-
rules snails weird. I don't know that we'll be able to like grapple him and trap him in a jar. 'Cause he'll
Rules
just break the
snails
jar.
weird.
They could turn into
The
a
snail
different
will do a
animal.
slam attack on a glass jar.
It
and
will
break
do
it
that.
open,
Yes,
you know?
they do have slam attacks.
I mean,
Is there a different
We would have
animal
to
that's
just
preferable?
like,
I mean, no matter what, there's gonna be some way that it'll be able to break out of a jar or try to
'Cause
break a grapple against
a
us.
worm or a beetle, perhaps, or
Anything that can fly would be not good.
Yeah, that would be a bad one.
terrible.
How about a fish?
Oh.
Wait, what is a fish that can breathe air for a long time?
Why do you need it to breathe air? Just turn him into a fish.
Because
Yeah,
we
why-
need to
yeah,
like
it's-
pick him up
Damage.
and bring him somewhere, and we don't want movement speed.
Oh, I guess.
And we don't want him to take
Nail.
damage.
What?
Wait, how long can a fish survive out of?
That's a great question.
The octopus had a
Basically-
30-minute hold breath. I don't know what a fish has.
A few minutes. Oh wait, no, some for hours, some even for a
What
few
is this-
months. What the fuck?
There's a certain
What's the
fish called
smallest
lungfish.
dolphin?
Dolphin could work.
Oh, what about a turtle?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Well,
That's
That's
snail
not a
problem, to
tortoise,
be
it's a
honest.
turtle.
Actually, a turtle would be more equipped to breaking out of a thing than a snail would.
yeah.
Sure, but you can like reasonably just pick up and hold it.
That is true.
Right?
You could just pick up and hold the turtle.
We could pick up and hold the snail as well.
Which you
right?
did do, yeah. You did pick up and hold the snail. Remember, it's just it had basilisk eyes, which was
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Almost insta-killed, you know.
Yeah,
like
it
TC.
did. It did do that.
Okay, how about we just turn him into a snail, right? And then pick him up and take him back to.
We just have to succeed our grapple check for.
Wait,
Starfish
we
is
can
great
turn into a
because they have
starfish.
0 feet movement.
Yeah, there we go, starfish.
Okay, starfish.
There you go. Yeah,
And
turn into
Renesmee
a
has, of course,
starfish.
seen a starfish, which is critical. Fail. So,
Oh, let's
there
go.
is, a similar noise to kind of how, like, whenever Renesmee transforms, and you watch as his body starts to shrink. His head turns spiky. His arms turn spiky. The Animorphs freeze frame of this transformation, he just looks like a human star. It's kind of disturbing. And then he shrinks in size. His back starts to be covered with all these, like, pebbly, sort of, like, rough texture. His front side becomes kind of, like fleshy looking, and he gets this mouth hole where his belly button once was. It's kind of disturbing.
Also, his mental ability score
Is also,
are
yeah,
replaced
like
by
1
the
or whatever.
statistics,
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's a fucking starfish.
He's a starfish. So that was your turn. So he's a starfish now. Yogi, actually, Ethan, those of you who are not in this combat, feel free to do starfish or over the Harris Lucan token so we can get truly immersed. Do your best starfish.
Is he a
Oh, yeah,
handsome
yeah.
starfish?
I
or
would
does
not say he's
does
a
he
handsome
transfer the
starfish, no.
handsome
I'd
back
say
over?
he's just a
Oh,
normal
sad.
starfish, yeah. Father Rixion.
Yeah, I don't know if I can get there in time, so.
Does
No,
he
yeah, I
he
can
doesn't
get
get
there.
saves on this, right? He's just
He's done for an
an
hour.
hour.
You know,
Okay.
he's just a
We're just
starfish.
gonna exit combat then.
Unless he can somehow attack
Starfish.
Renesmee, but I'm not gonna let
No,
him.
starfish don't have attacks,
No.
unfortunately.
Oh.
And also, he has
Perfect.
the mental
I was gonna drop
capacity.
Patrick's
of
Well,
a
a starfish
starfish.
would know, like, he still has his mental power of, like the way that Intelligence 1 is ruled on almost everything, including, like, Feeble Mind and stuff, is that they have, like, basic survival instincts. So they would attack someone that they think is a threat to their life, but starfishes don't have attacks, so
Oh no, can't even attack.
no. Whereas snails do have an attack. They have a slam attack.
What,
They do?
They do, yeah.
wait.
I found a snail stat block, and they have a slam
So
attack.
bad.
Anyways, you guys, you walk over Father Rixion and you pick up this starfish.
Giant snail.
Its sucker kind of like bites into your armored gauntlet a little bit, but you have played gauntlets, so you're fine.
Yeah.
You walk back over to your horse. You help Renesmee up. You redo the straps on the horse itself.
I laugh as I turn into a fucking starfish.
I'm surprised he
on his shit.
was able to take a hit from my sword. That was surprising. Good thing I had
Stronger
you
than he
here.
looks.
Just
Yeah.
yeah. Just
Yeah.
see
He almost
cucumber,
got away.
funny as shit.
Well, good thing I had you here. I wouldn't have been able to get here so quickly.
Let's get the others and then figure out what we need to do with this guy before he turns back.
Yeah, you guys get on
Yeah.
horseback and you start to ride back to the slums, and I'd like you to both make intelligence saving throws.
Oh. We're gonna forget that the starfish is hit.
Why do we have this starfish?
The creature can't activate, use, wield, or otherwise
It's not
benefit
active.
from
It's
any of
not
its
active.
equipment.
It's not active. It's not.
Or
it
otherwise
is, I'm gonna say a
benefit
legendary
from?
magical artifact supersedes the polymorph spell, and there's no way you're ever gonna convince me otherwise. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Fair enough.
All right, 20.
All right, you pass. And Peach, the
21.
16. Why is that a 21?
Or 19.
Plus 3.
19. Okay. Peach fails. So Renesmee, you and Father Rixion are passing through the gate, and you notice that Father Rixion has a starfish on the back of his palm, and you have no idea why it's there.
Why the fuck do you have a starfish?
This is the what is it? The culprit. You polymorphed him.
Yeah,
Do
it
I
all-
has the
understand
cloak.
anything?
yeah, it all starts to come back, and you're just more so shocked that you even forgot that in the first place. Like, it's been like 2 minutes. Like, it's been barely any time. The effects of
Oh my God.
the forgetting power of this seems much stronger when you're closer to it. Like, even as you're thinking about it, you're starting to forget what he even looked like underneath the starfish.
Oh no. I know I had to make a save, right?
Yeah. Well, no.
So
You
if
don't know
we
you made a
both-
save, but you know that she just
Oh,
forgot
okay.
something that you
Yeah,
didn't forget.
So
We
I
need
will
to
say-
figure out what to do quickly, or if I forget and you forget, we won't know what to do.
We need to kill him.
Can you write it down?
We need to kill him.
We need to kill him right now.
Holy base.
We absolutely need to kill him.
Are we in a?
Because the
We have to
cloak
get
off
to
of
an
him.
open field.
You guys are in a public place. You've just passed underneath
Yeah,
the
we gotta-
gatehouse. You can get to the
We
party.
gotta
in,
get
like,
into an open field.
Yeah, get
Just
the rest
write a
of the
post
party
that
at
says
least.
"kill starfish."
Listen,
Write a
yeah,
post
yeah.
that says "kill starfish."
So as we are fucking bolting to an open field, I am getting a fucking quill and paper,
Yeah.
and I am writing down "kill starfish."
Okay.
And those are my first 2 words, and then I start to write whatever you do.
Sure. Yeah, you guys ride hard toward the open field.
Man is in starfish.
As
bad.
you pull down the reins to stop, I would like both of you to make intelligence saving throws.
Oh no!
Peach has failed again.
Oh,
Father Rixion, is that a 19?
that is a 19.
Oh no!
As you guys
No.
pull the horse to a stop, you're in the middle of an open field. You're west of the shanty town, just open field. You pull the horse to a stop. Renesmee, you see a note that just says the last 3 words, but not the rest of it. Doesn't mention the starfish at all. It just says, when you, and then it cuts off.
Oh no, it says I said kill starfish.
Yeah, we don't.
Bad
we can't
man
do
is
that.
inside the starfish.
I don't think we can
Yeah, it
see
doesn't
that.
say any of that. It's just a blank note. And you see a starfish stuck to the back of your hand.
Where did I
Now,
get the
does
starfish?
Renesmee know she's concentrating on a polymorph spell?
Yes, she knows she's concentrating on a
Oh.
polymorph spell. That is something that I don't think could ever be taken away, because then that would mean you're no longer, like, sentient.
Able to concentrate on it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so she knows she's concentrating on a polymorph spell.
Does she know what?
No.
Like, the
I
effect
think
of
I
the
polymorphed
spells?
someone into a starfish. Why did we polymorph someone into a starfish?
I think you both look
I-
at the starfish on
It's
Rixion's
hard
hand.
it's hard for me to try to know what I would know versus what
That's
I
fair.
don't know. Because I
What are
can
we doing
piece
here?
together clues.
I think Rixion would
we
be
were
able to
looking for a
repiece these
guy.
things together. Yeah, I think he'd
Yeah.
start to
I think
figure
so,
out.
too.
Yeah,
We're going after someone.
We're looking for a guy. You polymorphed
concentrating.
someone into a starfish.
and there's a
Could
starfish
this
on your
be our
hand.
guy?
Yeah.
The only
Who's
reason we
our
want to
guy?
put them off someone to a starfish is to make them.
I will
not be
say
able to
a
move.
couple other things. You don't know where your party is. You don't know what this guy looks like. You don't know his name. You don't know
We
why you're
forgot where
doing
the
this in the
party
first
is.
place. All you
Oh,
remember
man.
is that there is a person that you're hunting. Renesmee is concentrating on a polymorph, and there's a starfish on the back of your hand, and you're in the middle of an open field.
We're in the middle of an open field.
There's a
Alex,
starfish you
How long
polymorphed.
has it been?
Like 3 minutes, maybe 4.
Okay.
When you're this close, you're doing a save like every 2 minutes, basically.
I don't know how polymorph works. Maybe Renesmee knows. If I cut this starfish in half, does the damage go through to the person
The
inside?
carryover
with-
damage does, yeah.
There is spillover, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That's awesome.
However,
Alright.
He's
I
gonna
think
fucking
if we
smite the
hurt it, that
starfish.
it turns back, no?
Yeah, I'm
The
dropping this
starfish.
starfish on the ground, and I'm just gonna
Is it
try
prone?
and cut his
Wait,
ass.
get
Like
off,
advantage?
get off your horse first. Get off your
It
horse
is
first.
prone, Hecko.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Take a
Yeah,
chance.
I'm not gonna.
advantage.
All right.
Yeah.
You drop
I'm
the
getting off the
starfish on the
horse.
ground,
Wait.
you dismount.
What,
Wait,
Renesmee?
maybe I can take it into the ocean, and I can bring it to the bottom of the ocean, and then I can unpolymorph it and, like, talk to it, or, like, whoever's in that. I guess I wouldn't be able to talk to them.
Wait, you could speak to animals with him, right?
I think that's
Snap.
concentration.
I think also
Oh,
I think
okay, never mind.
polymorph might be like starfish might be too stupid.
Rixion,
How
are
can
you going
starfish
to
speak?
attack the starfish, or are we?
Yeah,
you
she
have
wants
to,
to bring it
Sure.
to the bottom of the ocean and
You need
talk
to do
it.
something,
No,
or
we,
you're gonna
we
have to make
can't
an
get
int
there.
save.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm cutting him in half.
This is advantage and auto crits when you hit because they're prone.
Oh,
Oh wait, you're a sorcerer.
As he does this, I'm just like, I think that he's being fucking callous.
Yeah, he's
I'm
about
like, what the
to
fuck are
execute
you
whoever this
doing?
person is. Yeah,
We don't even
Yeah.
know who this is.
that hits.
I got a good feeling about this.
Are you
How
smiting
much
at all?
health does a starfish?
Um,
It has 1 HP on the starfish.
I
Do it.
the
Will it
problem with
destroy
smite
the
is I have
item?
2 spells left.
It's up to you. If you think
Pop
that you
it.
can just kill him with a crit, feel free.
Pop it.
It bleeds over into his normal HP, right?
Yeah.
Imagine what happens
Yes.
if you fuck. Imagine what happens if you don't.
You just see a
Um,
random guy and you have no idea why
minus-
he's there.
Yeah.
Also, I can't believe you did Great Weapon
I
Master
added
this.
the smite. Okay. That
Okay.
looks like a lot of damage.
Well, you have to count the exact number -1 because that's how
Any
much
burning
spillover
bright
goes through.
means?
25.
So that's
Burning Bright
41
means-
damage
Well,
onto
hold
the
on.
actual guy.
And he already took 22 earlier, right? 21, 22, something like that.
Wait, can't you like enhance the damage dice?
He
Yeah.
could. Do you want to?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go.
Blast this
That's-
guy!
Let's instead. Well, is it too late? I already rolled.
No, you can
right?
do it now.
Okay, so it's
You of course have to re-roll, but
4D. Is it 4D or is it? Yeah, so it would be 4D for the smites. Because it 4D. What?
also,
what do I want to do? 12.
you need to for the future. You need to make sure you have great weapon attack clicked if you're gonna have the great weapon damage clicked. This time it's fine
yeah,
because
it's
even with
this-
the attack
yeah, we
clicked, it
were
works.
bouncing back and forth.
I understand.
And yeah, I'm sorry about
It's
it.
okay.
Oh, 4D12. That's what I want.
Okay.
Minus. Oh, and then we just do -1.
No,
at
just
the
do the
end.
4d12. Yeah, we do. You have to roll
I
it.
did it wrong. I did it wrong.
No.
All right, so we have 35 plus 10 plus 12 plus 5. That's 61 damage plus
So
the damage you
16.
inflicted before. The 3 of you that are in the shanty town.
That's also the first hit of 2.
Oh, of 2. Okay, make the
You're
second
like
one
a
then.
fucking
Oh,
thunder.
No, I get
Jesus.
another swing if he lives, you know.
Make the second attack.
Oh,
Skedaddle.
That does hit. Yeah, 29. All right.
And
So
auto-
and no,
I
no
didn't
smite.
smite. I don't have a smite on.
Yeah,
this
so
one,
it just
sorry.
does 10.
It does the 10,
24.
though.
Yeah.
24
So
on top.
those of you in the shanty town, the sky, like you guys are in interior buildings, and for a brief moment there's this like dull flash, and you hear screams all across the shanty town. And Renesmee, from your perspective, your vision goes white. And Rixion, this is like when you smote that spellcaster outside of I think it was
It's less. It's a
Flamium.
bit less because
It's a
I
bit
was
less.
doing like I did a D20
Yeah, it's a bit
on a
less.
Oh, yeah.
smite on like a 3rd level smite.
But it's
a
up
bit
there,
more.
you know? Because this guy was not
Yeah.
as low level of a thief as I think you were thinking, but that doesn't
Okay.
matter because you still kill him in 2 blows. You smite the starfish, and for a moment, you see this, like, you know, anamorphs, like, humanoid starfish man, and then you swing your second strike, and it plunges deep into the man's chest, and you see this beautiful trick where it goes from animal to corpse in the span of less than a second.
I immediately run out of the house and go.
I think this was his guy. This was the guy. I'm
I need to
gonna.
roleplay, okay? 1 second.
Yeah, this was definitely the guy. Look at him.
Rixion, what?
I'm gonna
fucking
pick up
guy?
his. The guy we're chasing after.
Do you remember what he even did? Do we remember what he did?
Little
What do I
bits
remember? He has the
bits of the
cloak?
memory are starting to come back. Not much though. Most of it's still gone. You don't know where your companions are. You don't really know why you're investigating this. All you know is that this guy did something wrong.
Do we know cloak? We
you
just know something wrong.
You don't know there's a cloak, but you see him wearing a black cowl.
I'm out of
get
detect
it.
magics. I can't, or ritual detect magic.
Well, luckily
Hold on,
for you,
yeah.
you see a
I have
person like
detect
shouting
magic.
and waving at you because Maximus said he was running. So you guys see this guy running out of a shantytown. You instantly recognize him as one of your companions, Maximus, and he's like waving in your direction.
If this wasn't the guy,
I'll,
we can I got the
get
money
Mickey
to
and ride over
bring
to
him
them.
back.
Yeah.
Maximus! I'll be
If this was
yelling
the
at
guy
him.
who can bring him back with money.
Who is this?
What did he
Face.
do? We forget what he did.
Who's this Joker?
I think this is the guy we're looking for. I killed him.
What did he do again?
Alex, do I remember that we were looking for a cowl?
Yeah.
That, like.
Yeah. You
Is
remember?
that the
You
thing
haven't
we're
lost
looking
any
for?
Yeah,
memories.
because we were close.
Yeah,
to
Maximus,
it.
you're totally fine.
Oh yeah, they were close here. Yeah, that looks like. I'll get off Mickey. That looks like what we're looking for.
We
Black cowl, he
Person?
said.
black cowl.
No, the cowl he's wearing. Yeah.
Oh,
We were looking for a cow.
I'll poke it with my warhammer.
yeah,
Does anything
I'll
happen?
Yeah. No, he's a corpse.
take
He
it off
doesn't
him
move.
if this is what we're
No,
looking for.
the cowl.
You poke the cowl? No, nothing happens.
Oh.
Why are we looking for it?
I'll remove the cowl. 'cause we're
The
looking
governor
for
told
it.
us to. It was stolen from him. He bought it for some obscene amount of money.
Why the fuck can't I remember this?
Yeah, as you take off the cowl,
That's
the memories do not
That's
return.
that's what the cowl supposedly
Oh, God, that's
does.
Scary.
Now,
Wait.
now that
thought
I
you-
have the cowl, what happened?
You haven't equipped and attuned to it, so nothing.
Okay.
I thought the two of you didn't y'all know his name?
I
We
never
don't know who
learned his
this
name.
is.
No,
What? Yeah,
He's
you
a
did. You both
starfish.
did. Oh my god, it got to you guys.
I'm gonna cast detect magic, ritually.
All right, you begin to ritual cast, and I think that Grania and Severus, the chaos in
Sorry,
the shanty
sorry,
town.
I don't have detect magic. Never mind.
Sad.
You gotta
I'll
wait for
ritual cast
Severus.
Father Rixion, why don't you hand that to me? It seems your memory's getting messed up by it.
I'll do it. I'll ritual cast.
Okay, you start to ritual cast. Severus and Grania, the two of you, exit the shanty town due to the chaos, and a lot of people are looking at this corpse that the judges are standing over out in the field. And I assume you go out to join your fellow judges. All right, you guys go over and you see the corpse of a handsome man that his chest has been obliterated. There is, a smite mark on his chest, and Father Rixion is holding a sort of strange-looking cowl made of it's not actually strange-looking. It looks totally normal, and that's what's strange about it. It's just sturdy linen that's dyed black. There's nothing to indicate it's even magical. And Father Rixion and Renesmee both have these confused looks on their faces.
Confused, and Renesmee is also scared
So you
because
got
Father Rixion looked very
Father-
aggressive.
Yeah.
Why don't you hand that to me?
Now, here's a question: How is my memory doing? Because I feel like there's only one person Rixion can trust.
Yeah, your memories of everything beyond Tarako is the exact same as before. The
Okay.
only things you forgot were everything related to the cowl, basically.
So I don't know exactly how. Okay, so it's not like I don't think that if I hand this cowl to Maximus, he can betray the Empire.
I mean,
I don't think.
I don't know. Maybe he puts. I don't know. That's a you decision. Maybe he puts
That's
it
what
on
I'm
and
wa-
everyone forgets him or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but if I don't have memory of what this cowl is able to do, then I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think I have a reasonable suspicion that it is as powerful as it is.
Good
so
point.
I'll hand it to Maximus.
Yeah. You hand over the thing to Maximus.
How long does it take
I-
to attune to something?
I tuck it into my. I tuck
Is
it
it like a long
deep
rest?
into my saddlebags.
Okay.
Ugh.
What are we to do with
Nice.
this cowl? Who do we return this to?
The governor.
Governor? Do you not remember?
No, he doesn't.
Grenia's gonna
no.
sign. Grenia's gonna sign. This doesn't seem like something that should be returned to him.
I will sign to
Oh, that's right. I
Grania.
did not.
That's our
You might be
duty.
right.
Why? Question, why? I turned him into a starfish, but I hardly remember why. He did something
I'll get
bad,
the body
right?
up onto.
Um,
Mickey, while we're doing that.
Sign back. We got, or it's. I think we got lucky. I don't know if someone in the future will be able to deal with it.
Deal
I
with what?
honestly agree. This cowl, and I'll point at the thing in Maximus saddlebags.
Why
So,
is it bad?
It's
Expensive?
no, it's a magic item that from what we
Granny
can
will
piece
sign.
together.
Messes with your memory.
Yeah, it makes people forget about the person wearing it,
That's why I
and
don't
also
remember.
it makes the person wearing it incredibly stealthy.
I understand.
Oh,
I think.
We should return this to the governor. It is his by
Severus, do you remember his name?
Rene will sign back. We should take it to the what's it called? Magic?
The Department of
Puddle
Magic.
Yeah.
They'll probably just return
You
it to
could
the governor.
probably
It's
just
his
buy
legal
it back,
property.
yeah.
No, he won't
Let's
buy it
give
back.
it
They'll
back
just
to
give
the
it to him. It's his property.
What about?
This seems like an insane thing.
Wait,
Yeah,
we're just
I
giving
don't
it.
think anybody should be able to have this.
I
We're
agree.
giving it to the governor. It's his.
We're
He
giving it
bought
to the governor.
What is wrong with the both of you?
Yep. This is. If somebody steals this again, they might become. They might. And I'll say it a bit quietly. This could potentially give somebody the power to assassinate the emperor. That's how powerful this item is.
Renesmee's eyes
I'm
widen.
like shocked to my core that he would even
Yeah,
say
I'm
such a thing.
also that.
You imply that any fucking rando off the street could just pop this on and assassinate the Almighty?
No, I'm saying
No, of
if
course
it went.
not.
No, I'm saying if this went into the hands of somebody incredibly dangerous, it could make them so much more dangerous that they might be able to potentially even.
Okay, this is
slay
this
the
is an
living
argument
idol.
that might be able to sway Rixion.
If the
Because it-
Department
Yeah,
of Magic
Renesmee
does
is
not,
definitely in this.
if the Department of Magic does not believe that those
Who is the
threats are
highest
real,
person up the chain I could reasonably get to look at this? That we could get
Like
to
in the
look at this?
religious
Because
hierarchy,
yes,
or
because like
boss, right?
I think
Boss,
I think religious law would supersede state law in Rixion's mind,
Sure.
of course, and I think that protecting the emperor would be the number one of those.
that would be your boss.
So-
But what does Father Rixion think of his boss? I mean,
He is the. I mean, like I don't have a bad opinion of
that's
him.
true. I
think
guess
his
you
word
not.
is
Yeah, the
law.
party's done a bunch
You
of
don't
fucked
know
up
how
shit for him, but you
cutthroat he
haven't done
is,
most
yeah.
of that. Yeah, good point.
His word, yeah, is what is.
Yeah, the
He
Consul
is,
Lars
you know.
Ignia, Master of Judges and Inquisitors, would likely be the highest ranking person you could contact easily.
And he's someone I trust. Enough?
I don't think you trust him because he has never served in the priesthood outside of the political aspect of it in the Department of Faith. So he's not like an actual priest or anything. He's just like a bureaucrat.
I have somebody I think we could trust with this.
I don't trust
Don't-
you as far as I can
don't.
throw you, Severus.
do not even try to say who I think you're about to say.
The
Okay,
person I
good.
was trying to name is probably the person who knows best to deal with any of this type of stuff. And it is
No.
exactly who you think it was, Max.
No, no,
Is it
we're not giving it
It's
to
that-
him.
did Rixion see Tullius or did he only meet Zednius? I don't remember.
I think you saw Tullius. Yeah, I think he was in the.
But you had
I
no
don't
idea who
remember.
he was.
Yeah, it was just
yeah,
some
I
guy
don't
that was
have-
like in the dining room.
I don't know why any of you trust that guy. Like I don't know his history, what he's about. Do you know what he is? Who he's about? What
Yes.
relation does he have to the Empire?
I don't think I should tell you that.
Then we're not giving it to him.
Renier
It's
will
the
sign.
governor's
She doesn't trust him
property.
either.
But if it's the
I
Why
think the
are you-
best thing.
if this is an item that could kill the Emperor, I don't know that we could.
It
give
is
it to
not
the
an
governor
item
either.
that could kill the emperor. I don't know
I
how
think it
But it
absolutely
can make
is.
somebody
It
dangerous,
can
incredibly more
assist
dangerous.
someone. Yeah. I think
don't
that
think
what we
this on
should
its
do
own.
is find a way to, like, delete this from existence, because just the idea that someone or an organization that is anti-emperor could get this in their hands and use it as a tool to either hurt the emperor, one of his plans, or his empire is not something that we should be.
All right.
One small thing,
Even if I
just real
wanted-
quick, one small thing for all of you to consider is most of the time the judges are above the law. In many cases, you were given a direct order by a consul of the empire. You are not
Yeah,
above the law in
I
that
was-
case.
I was
If you were,
going to
yeah,
do
if you
that.
refuse that order, this could be an actual crime because
Didn't we
he's
take this to the consul then?
But
probably.
Not
By
only
consul,
are
I mean the
governors-
governor.
boss?
The governor of this province is a consul, and he ordered you to do this, and he is your superior in all ranks. So,
now here's a question though: if I'm starting to trust Severus less because of his suggestion.
Sure.
So I don't know that this item is as strong as he's saying it is. But if I were to think that, and I don't trust this console, would I go, like, is my console someone who's better than that? Or
does Father
would that still
Rixion
get me in
view
trouble?
law as more important, or religion is more important. Okay, then in that case, you would be violating the law by contacting your boss instead of the governor, but you may not care.
Okay. If it makes more sense within my religion that this guy is better interested in the Empire, then I'll pass along that info when I get the chance.
Okay. Well, Maximus, as you were saying.
If we destroy it, hide it, anything like that, not only are careers over, we will most likely all be in prison.
It's the right thing to do. I would spend time in prison if it meant protecting the Empire.
I don't think the
I don't know
governor
that.
is going to let it get stolen a second time.
He let it get
He already
stolen
had
once.
the
Imagine
first
if this
time.
got into the hands of the Necromortis.
And I think he's going to learn from his unfortunate mistakes.
I mean, out of character, if he knew what this item does when he bought it, then he's just stupid for even.
Yeah.
getting it
Oh
that
no,
far.
But
he
nobody
didn't.
knew what
I'm,
it
I'm
did.
pretty sure he
No
said
one
straight
knew.
up that he didn't understand exactly what it does.
No
it
one
couldn't be
knows how
magically
it works or what it
identified.
does.
Does the
Besides,
person
I guess,
selling
like,
it not know?
no.
Exactly. If not even the person who owns it knows what it does, how are anyone else going to know exactly? We don't even know exactly.
Yeah, I need to get a direct line
I
as
assume if
possible
you
to the
tune to
Emperor
it,
to
you might
get
be
this
able
to
to
him.
know.
The Emperor.
Yeah, just give it to the Emperor. I don't know how to get there, but
That's
just
so
give it
I
to
mean,
him.
aren't you literally a part of the Emperor? Can you like pray to him?
I don't know how. I don't have commune or anything like that. No.
God, that's so funny. Pray to the Emperor. Yo, I got something for you.
Yo, bro, I got some real shit.
Yeah.
I can
got
try,
some
but like they don't
shit.
answer prayers that way.
Yeah.
I
most
got
of
this
the
dank
time.
magic item you might want.
But the Emperor sees all, so maybe he is watching.
I mean, he is omniscient, so.
I'll give him a
Why
shot.
can we not just address our concerns to the governor and bring it to him? He said himself he doesn't understand it. Perhaps we can.
Because he's already proven
Tell
foolish
him what
with it
we
once,
learned.
and if this item is as powerful as it
Halt.
could be,
Who made this
And it
person
should-
governor? Was it not by the Emperor's will?
True.
Precisely.
Doesn't necessarily mean that every decision that he makes is by the Emperor as well.
No,
Do we-
I think we should give it to the governor, but tell Proconsul Lars about this.
Okay, yeah, that's.
Proconsul Lars is the guy. you
Governor
told to
hasn't
Martin,
sworn
right?
us to secrecy. Oh,
Yeah. I don't think he has.
no issues there.
Cool.
To be clear, we should also tell him to guard his shit more carefully.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Like we should tell him to keep this in a chest lined with lead.
I mean, if he paid
Minimum.
250 million or 250, how much did he pay for this
Thousand.
again, Alex?
I believe you paid
250,000
A lot of
250,000 gold.
money.
Yeah,
So
so if he paid
250 million
million
pence.
pence for it, I'm sure he can
so-
spare 8 million pence on its security or something like
I'm
that.
genuinely curious about this. Do we know if he attained this legally?
Yeah, he bought it from the auction house at Hago.
So then it had to be identified at some point, no?
Yes, and he said that that wizards weren't able to properly identify it.
They just know that it was very powerful magic.
Well, no, there's two spells that they could figure out. It had permanent featherfall and pass without a trace. Those were the only two things they were able to figure out when identifying it.
But we also are aware that it has some sort of memory effects.
Yes, we
Yeah.
found that out now.
How
Yeah,
long did you
but
say
we-
attuning
we
takes,
start those
Marcon?
I believe an attunement would take a full short rest.
Granny is going to try and take it, run off in a tune.
How did?
Oh my god.
No. How did this guy know how to attune with it in the first place? Then
You just do it. It's not like a thing that requires training.
You just
Wait,
put it
how
on,
did
you're like,
he
oh, it's
attune
sick.
to it in the
Correct.
first
Yeah,
place?
you just put it on and wear it for a day, and then bada bing, bada boom.
and then after
Yeah,
24
but
hours,
how-
you're like, oh, I just understand how it works now.
Yes,
No,
literally.
but the
Yeah.
question is,
Okay.
wait, but the question is, how did he get out of like the house? He said that they couldn't find him, even though there were guards everywhere when he
Yep.
escaped, right?
To be fair, that could have been after the fact. If he tunes with it after the fact, I
They
don't know
were
how the effects
chasing
work.
him and his friend. and they only caught his friend, so
also,
he got
what
away,
Dota said
even
is
though they
completely
saw
true.
him.
The events can be rewritten via the curse. You know this for a fact because it's literally happened in real time. Like you've seen events get rewritten retroactively by this, so there could have been a
I'm just
crazy
wondering
flip
how he
chase
could
and
have
it just
gotten past the
disappeared.
guards with like basically his regular abilities for long enough that he can attune to it.
Yeah, well,
This is why
So
Brandon
should we
still
give
doesn't
it back
trust
to the governor, not tell him how powerful it is, but that he must keep it safe, and then tell Consul
That
Lars
probably
we
details
should.
of what we know?
thing. No,
Oh,
we should
I
not
think-
tell him exactly what it does because if I don't feel like he's going to keep quiet about it, and then that just makes this a bigger ticket item for people to come and steal or do something with.
Yeah.
That's true.
But like,
I'm
then I
planning
think
on
he's just-
telling
I think-
Lars Ignia or Consul Lars everything I know about this item.
We can still be
Yeah,
very vague
that's
about it,
possible.
or like tell him to keep it safe if there's things that it can do, or.
But I'm
like, we can
afraid
get-
if the governor
I don't wanna
knows
say
how
anything
powerful it is, and the emperor demands it be given to him through our whoever's higher ranked than him, then he may sense that hostility and betray the
himself.
empire. Yeah.
do you all think so little of servants of the Empire?
I mean, granted, it does.
I've seen
This
greater
is-
men
that
fall.
This is, and so you assume the worst out of everyone you meet.
If this item can kill the empire, I'd rather be prepared for that possibility. It would be naive
Yeah.
not to.
All right. I mean,
Agreed.
so are we proposing we don't tell the governor of its?
We should
immensely
return it
damaged
to the
properties?
governor.
Yes.
We can basically
It was never
give him
part
like
of
outline
his.
of stuff, like say, hey, this is what you need to do to keep it safe from now on. Like put it in the lead box, have it guarded with this many people, or in this kind of way, or something like that. But don't actually tell him what it does.
Okay. All right. I'm fine.
And then tell Consul Lars more
Right.
of
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
details.
Decide.
I
Yeah.
don't care. All right. To the governor.
all right.
And Alex, I put the body on the back.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for anyone else,
Yeah, we
just
should
walking
recover
through a
that for
city
sure.
street with a corpse would be,
Oh,
something.
before we do this,
Yeah.
How does speak with dead work? Is there a certain time frame within them dying?
No.
Okay, never mind then.
You can speak to a skeleton. Yeah, you guys put it onto the back of the horse, the cows and the saddlebags, and you guys begin to clip-clop. You recover your steeds from throughout this field, and the 5 of you, all on separate horseback, begin to return to the city. You pass through the western gate into Tarako proper. You make your way to the governor's palace. This time, as you approach the palace, the process of moving in is still going on, but rather than be put in a queue for contacting the governor, you guys approach the desk, and the woman who's there says, "Yes, I remember you. There's something important you need to talk to governor about, right?"
Yes, very much so.
All right.
Before the governor doesn't even remember the cloak.
He's not especially busy at the moment, so I think you should be
That
available.
would be the jackpot for us.
And the 5 of you dismount, and you
Oh my
join her.
god, please.
And you guys head into one of the great balls of the palace that is still under construction. Not the one you were at before, a secondary ball in case, the main one has too many people in it. And he's currently in the process of looking over plans for it's not under construction right now. It's just future plans for renovations. And the secretary, sees you guys all be led in, and the governor will look at you all and say, "Ah, welcome, judges. I assume you have good news for me."
We found it.
Yes, we have your cloak
Perfect.
and the perpetrator.
I assume he's dead since he's not here with you now.
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know.
Indeed.
Did Max
He's-
put him somewhere? Is he?
He's
out-
on his
he's-
horse, yeah.
He's still outside on the horse.
Okay, yeah, his body's with our horses.
Well then, I have no use for the body if the cowl has been recovered, and he extends a hand.
I'll take it out of my pack and give it to him.
Yeah, he seems to inspect it and says, "Looks a little bit worse for wear, I think, maybe." Well, thank you very much.
This was
Yes.
very hard to find.
Could have been that hard. It took you less than 2 days.
We got lucky. The person who took it was an idiot, and the next person might not be.
Well, as I said, it was caught due to an administrative mishap. It was supposed to be within the magical vault, but it was located with other art objects just outside of the vault, and that mistake won't be made again.
Confirm
that
it
was
gets
supposed
to the right spot with your own eyes, in case something else errors happen.
Well, I'm actually looking to get this thing off my hands. It was a good investment when I originally purchased it, but I'm hoping to get some return on my coin. It's not as if I have any use for it myself.
Who would you
I
be selling
see.
this to?
Well, likely the
Just over
Department
the
of
auction?
Magic or someone else.
Yeah.
We'll see.
For someone else. It's over.
And he will, basically fold the cowl nicely and say,
it's legal for him to put it up for auction again, right?
through the Department of
It
Magic?
is legal?
Absolutely, yeah.
Through the Department of Magic. Okay.
Yeah.
But the issue is that we have the same thing as before, where they don't know what the fuck it actually does.
But
and
we can tell
things-
them, and then it'll just get taken, probably. Like, they'll just be like, oh, that's a really nice weapon you have there. That's mine now. And not give him any gold, is what I'm expecting might happen.
Oh no, they would absolutely pay him. What?
Oh, but they wouldn't let it get into anyone else. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
No,
what
no,
will
no.
happen.
Well, the governor's
Probably
going to
not.
nod and say, well, thank you very much, judges. If you'd like, you could join me for dinner tonight as my thanks. I don't think there's anything else my province needs from you.
Dinner sounds lovely. Before anyone can say.
Sure.
Awesome.
Pass,
It will
pass.
be...
I think I breathed in too much of that water.
He raises an eyebrow but says nothing. Well, then, for those of you who wish to attend, it's an open invitation to all of you. It's a black tie affair, so please dress your nicest.
Of course.
And there will be foreign dignitaries from one of the Tabrashan princedoms joining
Oh.
us.
Oh,
Nice.
one of the
Wait, isn't that
friendly ones.
the friendly ones, right?
Yes, of course. We're not
Oh,
going to invite
yes,
those
of course.
savages from the east here. No, just good Mithdosianized ones.
I see. Oh.
Grania wasn't very happy with the outcome of this, so she's going to go back out to the horses.
Well, I'll see you this evening then.
Rixion's starting
Excellent.
to remember a little bit. All that gold and everything is still in that guy's house,
Yep.
so we need to go get that.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I
forgot
think the
about
party
that.
will split up a little bit. Severus.
Well, before we do
Yeah.
that, I have something to bring up.
Oh, sure.
Do we see those holy items in his house or no? That we were still missing? Was it
yes.
just the golden carpet?
Yeah,
in his house?
everything that was missing was inside of his house.
Okay, never mind. I was gonna say, could you speak with Dead to locate anything?
Oh,
he
sure.
thinks?
No, yeah, he put it all in the same place.
Got it.
He didn't have a fence to work with. So yeah, the party's gonna split up a bit. Severus needs to go do something. Severus, remove 2 gold from your sheet to send that.
2 gold
Surely
to
he's not
send it.
sending
Oh,
a
man.
letter to Tollies right now. Right?
No, he
I
absolutely
would
is.
never.
Rixion can make his way back to the shack and return the
Why
items.
would you
sending
spend
a
2 gold to do
letter,
that when you could
but-
like ride a horse there quickly, right? Couldn't you beat a letter there?
I could.
Yeah, but that'd be more suspicious.
It would be more suspicious. That's
So
true.
Rixion goes to the
People
shanty
already
town,
dejected
and he
and
recovers
talking
several
trolls
items,
before.
which he returns to the convent, and then of course to the governor. The governor's stuff wasn't worth very much. That's why he didn't have it in the vault. So he I don't know, one of his servants deals with it. He's not going to personally accept the return of a couple random fucking things. But the convent is very happy to have the central piece of their entire convent
Right.
back. You meet the head canoness, who's the bald one with the golden tattoos, and she will be very thankful for the gift. And later in that day, I assume we all split up to go do things. So, Grania, 1 sentence description. What are you up to as the day passes since you're not attending the dinner? Pause,
I
champ.
don't know. What is there even to do in the town?
Well, it's a big ass city. It's got lots of things to do. There's of course an opera house. There's dueling. There's wrestling is a sport that's pretty well practiced here. They have a couple coffee houses. There's public parks.
I think she's just gonna ask any party members that won't be attending the dinner on what they want to do.
Severus is indisposed. So, Renesmee, are you going to be going to the dinner?
Yeah, I'm going to the dinner, but I feel like before this goes down, I'm gonna ask the governor, like, excuse me, sir,
Yeah, the rest of your party has left the palace. You're like, he's basically returned to the thing that he was looking at, but he'll look over his shoulder.
Yeah.
Yes?
By the way.
I-
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. What?
Sorry, you go ahead first.
I'll ask, do you happen to have, perhaps for, I'm not sure who, just dresses?
I believe my wife has some surplus ones, and there's a tailor that could likely fit it to your size.
That would be wonderful. I don't happen to travel with my
Yes, of
nice
course.
attire as
He
a judge.
points towards one of his servants sort of at the edge of the chamber. Julia, assist the lady judge whenever she may need to get, proper clothing for the event.
Thank you.
He'll nod. And, they'll have to get a dress and then size it down. It'll be basically the rest of the day spending just doing that. Yeah.
Could I retcon the whole I'm indisposed thing and just say I have to take care of something first?
Sure.
Send the letter and that's it?
Yeah, that's fine. And then you can
And
go
then
find
I'll-
Grania, yeah.
Can we all take
Yeah.
insight checks on it?
No, I don't know why him sending a letter is an
Yeah.
insight check.
No.
In fact,
but yeah.
well, I'm not even telling any of you that I'm sending. a
True,
letter.
he's just leaving.
Oh, I thought you
True.
said I'm gonna be busy. I gotta go do something. That.
Oh, that would be
would
sus,
be-
but no, he's just like, I'll be right back, Grania, and then he's returning to her. So yeah, Grania and Severus, those are the two that are not attending the dinner. What are you guys doing? What
Oh,
are you
no,
up
I
to?
will be attending.
Oh,
the
you will
dinner.
be? Okay, well then you're busy. So, Rixian, are you going to the dinner?
Yeah.
Grania, you're all alone. It's just you.
Granny is going to argue on why she doesn't want to get done.
Okay, well, so we're outside the palace at this point. Severus has run off to do something. Renesmee's off getting sized for her dress. Grania, there's just Maximus and Rixion, and neither of them speak sign language.
Oh,
And they're talking to one another about like polishing up their armor and getting some proper clothes.
I also
for
know
the
neither of them will agree with me.
third wheel moment.
Yeah. Sad.
Even if
Poro
they could speak
sadness.
sign language, they won't agree with why I'm upset about the situation, so it doesn't matter.
So then, solo Grania, what'd she do? She's all alone.
I think she'll bring it up to Severus and Renesmee once they get back.
Okay. I think Severus would get back first. You're just like outside the palace, just sort of pouting. Severus returns on horseback, and he sees you like pouting on the steps of the governor's palace.
What's the matter?
She'll sign back. Are you really okay with this?
I'll sign. Of course not.
She'll sign back. Yet you're gonna go eat with him like nothing happened.
I'll sign. The closer I am to this, the better I can make sure nothing bad happens.
She'll reply, so you are doing something with this.
What do you mean?
She'll sign. You don't like how the situation ended up either.
Yeah.
But you're still going to go eat with him. So something. Are you doing something to help let this not happen again?
I'm doing what I can. Without overstepping.
Seems at least happier with that answer. She'll sign. Should I go then too?
If you want to. It's an opportunity to eat potentially interesting food. I don't think many people will be able to converse with you there. And well, I think that's all it is. If you don't want to go, I can skip it with you. I'm not
She'll
entirely.
sign. No. I'll just ask for Nesme whenever she's available.
Oh, is she not going either?
Do we know if she's going?
You
I
know
think
she
we
is. You
should
saw
know.
a servant, walking away with her and talking about dresses.
oatmeal.
She'll stand back. She is, but I mean more so how she feels about it.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
So the next couple hours, all of you will have to be doing things to get ready because Canidia, which is the clan that the governor belongs to, has a big reputation for parties. It was actually it was a big asset to Severus when he was in his working days because he could go to almost any social event and no one would be like, oh, why are you here? They'd be like, oh, of course, he's a member of Clan Canidia. He's just trying to get fucking toasted. So they're pretty, big parties. Maximus, are you going to be going in sort of like, are you going to try to clean up your armor and present yourself as like a soldier, like walking around in plate, or are you going to try to go from like a more uniform type thing? There is no judge's uniform, so you'd have to like kind of interpret one kind of similar to the legionary uniform, but not exactly the same.
Have we given any instruction on what we're supposed to be doing for this?
Just black tie, fancy.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm gonna go with the soldier. I'm gonna lean full into the soldier.
Since it's wartime, it's not uncommon to just show up to a party in full plate if you're like in a military position, which you kind of are. So yeah, you can just polish up your armor. You like hire one of the, like, again, the governor's palace is massive, so you just find a random servant boy and say, hey, are you doing anything? And he says no, and you're like, all right, we're gonna go polish my armor, join me. And you can
fuck, I was taking a break. Shit.
Yeah, you can script a small force of young servants to assist you in polishing your armor and getting it, spick and span for the the thing. Severus, what about you? What's your fancy clothing?
I believe we bought some fancy clothing back.
You and Grania did, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're wearing that?
Is it clean?
Yeah. Well, it needs to get fitted and pressed, of course. But after that, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, I'll get it fitted and pressed. I'll get myself a nice bath, like a bathhouse or something.
Yeah, definitely necessary. Get yourself some of that Grania, like, sprucing up with like little blueberry bush smell.
Yeah, no, I'm good on that part.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool.
I also want to get into my fine clothes, I want to get 2 hidden pockets sewn in.
That can be done easily enough, yeah.
Wait, actually, is it possible to have a hidden pocket that's big enough for a dagger?
Yes, that could probably be done. It'd look like if you get patted down, they will feel it. There's just no way to avoid that. But visually, you could make it hidden.
Yeah, I'll have one like that, and then one for my lockpick.
Oh, by the way, as I'm going through the people, adjust your inventories accordingly, just so you know like what's on your person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Is it acceptable to wear a weapon of some kind?
Since you guys are judges of the Empire, yes.
Okay, would
just
it
like
be acceptable to just use my Imperial Wizard robes and not my fine clothes?
Completely legit, yeah.
So I would most certainly tell you to wear your fine dress if you were to come.
Grania will ignore you.
Holy based! Holy! All
Not
right.
specifically because of you, but because she doesn't really like the guy she's going for in general. So
Yeah, you get your wizard robes
it's her own
cleaned.
way of showing spite.
Yeah, you haven't worn those wizard robes since I believe it was Parla, so they're pretty. They were getting real fucking dirty on the open road. So you get them nice and cleaned and pressed so that they have like sharp creases. Rixion, what is fancy? Oh yeah.
I think it would be like not as pristine as he probably would want it.
Damn, she's not cleaning up. Okay.
I think Rixion is satisfied that that was the last thing we had to do, right?
Yeah, this is your
So
celebration.
He'll take the time to really do himself up, as in he will wash off his armor, and that's about it.
Polished plate. That's all he's got based.
I don't even know about polishing. Mostly just like
just
scrubbing
clean.
the dirt off, probably.
Based.
Yeah, not even.
Get rid of the dried blood at least.
Yeah.
I'm really dressing up for this. Guys,
Yeah, all the blood splatters from the people that you fucking smote it into non-existence.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna be going in armor with the sword and maybe a little bit of, not freshly shaved or anything.
Okay. And then Renesmee, for you, your selection is somewhat limited because you have to select from existing dresses owned by the governor's wife. But she has a large wardrobe because she's a member of Clan Canidia as well. So she has 50 dresses to choose from. They largely fall into either two camps. Those are Mithdosian style and Tebrashian style. Right now in Mithdosia, Tebrashian style is actually a bit more popular, which is more like your traditional, kind of more modest dress. It covers things up and stuff like that. More traditional Mithdosian dresses are they only are on one shoulder. They're sort of toga-like in that sense. They show a lot of skin. They're more sometimes lighter fabrics, like silk and stuff like that. And she has almost every color except for purple because she cannot wear that, nor could you. Any thoughts? Oh, I see. Her headphones died. You would wear Tebrashian. Okay, sounds good. Oh, okay. So yeah, she'll wear Tebrashian then. That'll get fitted for her as the evening passes through. And we're gonna cut to the evening on today.
Test.
Hi. Hello, Peach.
Hi. I would wear Tebrashian clothing, and I'd want to wear something because I know the Tebrashian people are coming.
Yeah.
And I just want to look amazing. I want to wear a cute Tebrashian dress.
Yeah, bright floral colors.
Is that what's in?
Not on the front lines, but back here in safe Mithdosia, yeah, that's definitely in fashion.
Then amazing.
All right,
Are these people coming from the front lines?
Correct. The entire Tebrashian plains are the front lines.
Oh.
Their homeland is fucked. Their homeland is has been embroiled in, depending on which allied princedom they're from, they've either been fully occupied or they've been at constant war for 4 years.
Got it. Then I will wear frontline colors and definitely not the flashy ones that maybe will make them feel bad.
Okay, you wear a dark green, something way more subdued than the pastels, and each of you is going to kind of enter the party separately, but since there's a 2-hour lead up before the main party starts, we can sort of ignore that. That's mostly just small talk with random people. That's this is not, none of the big guests end up arriving. Even the governor doesn't show up to his own party until 2 hours after it started, because that's just how it be. That's what they do.
Quick question.
Yeah.
For casting spells, the component pouch is the only thing is needed, not a quarterstaff or anything?
Correct.
Okay, then I think that will be the only thing on my person.
Perfect. So, just, one by one. Maximus and Rixion, since you guys are both sort of off doing similar things, you arrive at similar times. And Maximus, what are you looking to gain out of this party? What are you looking to, anyone you want to talk to, anyone you want to engage with? It's 2 hours after it started, so some of the more important people are starting to roll in.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can start making some political connections so that if I do end up becoming a senator, I at least have some people that I'm somewhat familiar with.
Yeah.
Just see if I can get involved in the political scene.
Yeah, roll me a charisma check at disadvantage.
Nads. Disadvantage.
Yep.
Why?
He's got a couple drinks in
we'll
him.
get to it. We'll get to it. Just roll it at disadvantage.
Oh, okay. All right.
So,
7.
Maximus, you're looking for political connections. You're not a politician. You're a soldier. But you you look around the room and you're like, okay, who here looks like a politician? And now I'm asking Ethan, how does he know?
I imagine everyone is wearing togas for the most part, right? Or is that not the case?
Kind of. So there are 3 distinct groups here. There is the governor's entourage, and they are wearing the most ostentatious clothing humanly imaginable. You see the governor's son, who's in his 20s, is wearing this silk shirt that completely exposes basically every inch of skin on his upper body. And he's wearing a loincloth, not even real pants, and he's not wearing shoes either. So there's that, section of the group, basically the Canidias.
Yeah.
Then there is the people who are coming back from the front lines, people like you. This is a mixture of official clothing, like armor or robes or things like that, or they're wearing more formal togas. And then there's the Tebrashians who were coming to tonight's feast, and they are wearing very drab colors. The men are wearing utilitarian garments, almost just basic tunics with trousers and stuff like that, and by and large very depressed looking.
I wonder why. Yeah, I'd say the governor's party.
God, I made the right
but
decision.
no one who's too important looking. I
Yeah.
don't want to start that too quickly.
So you go
Wouldn't
to a
want to
group
get ahead of myself.
of younger men, not the governor's son, but like people that just look, like they're a part of that thing. The four of them are sort of standing in a circle. They're all in their mid to early 20s. The youngest one there looks like he's like 15, but you think he's probably a bit older. He has to be. But they do have what you were looking for, which is the mark of quaestors. All of these men are at the lowest rung of the they rule villages. One of them, looks like a teenager, and you sort of just languish near the group a little bit to try to overhear them, and you hear one of them saying, "I know, right? I mean, I thought she'd get over it. I thought it was a very generous gift. I mean, it complemented the color of his eyes, and sure, it exposed some cleavage, but still, I mean, that's just what you expect from women these days, And the other men just sort of, oh, yes, of course, yes. They all just sort of chuckle along. And one of the younger men will sort of whisper something, and he points in your direction, and a little chuckle comes from amongst the group.
I see why it's a disadvantage now. These people are gross. Icky.
So you overhear that conversation.
If you think someone has insulted you in high society, how do you?
If you want to be unhinged, you can challenge them to a duel, but that's a very Ravinium cultural practice. Normally,
and
you
also
would
they
just
most likely wouldn't fight anyway.
Also true.
Fucking based.
Yeah, if you want to be unhinged, you would do that. Normally, though, you would just ignore them, like completely dead silent. Don't even address them in conversation. Don't even look at them, like full Stonewall.
Yeah, okay, I'll go fuck off and go to somewhere else.
Okay, well, what's that other group you go to?
Fuck those guys.
Like, because that's the average quaestor. Average quaestor is like senator who's been spoiled their entire lives, early 20s, is given a whole ass village to run.
Yeah, okay, never mind. I hate those guys. Let's go to the guys who just got back. Let's just get back. Let's just go to the guys who just got back from the front line.
Yeah, you go to the place that you belonged in the first place.
Yeah. We'll go over there.
There's a group of mid to high ranking officers. These would be a mixture of senators as well as common men like yourself. And they're just sort of languishing across various couches in this one corner of the ballroom. And they have some harrowed looks on their faces because these are not people who were briefly serving and now they're here for a long vacation. These are people who are getting like a very brief reprieve and then they're going back. And they're drinking as much as they can. Some of them are burning fire moss, which the governor he made a special dispensation so that the fire moss laws of possession in this city are lifted for just tonight, and that'll be going back into effect.
What the fuck?
And
is that for the whole city? Or is
no, just for the governor's palace geographically.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
It's like a liquor license, but
kind of, yeah. And you can instantly, unlike with the quaestor guys, you instantly begin to recognize, like, oh, I know these people's ranks. There are about half of them are about centurions. The other half are lower ranking senators. So like tribune, equite, head of cavalry, which is basically kind of what you did, but he would have been your direct boss. There's no legates here. It's just like staff officers and centurions.
Before we get too into this, this would be something that I think Rixion would be a part of. He would be talking to
you go seek out the soldiers.
Sort of general,
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you see Rixion in the group, and 3 other centurions are talking to him, and 2 of them served in the Galentine War, so they're talking about seeing him charge fucking unhinged during the Battle of Pharaya into the depths of the enemy.
Yeah. Is the Mithdosian military like? How do I put this? Like senators versus common men, is that like NCO versus officer, basically?
Kind of, yeah. It's basically enlisted versus officer. To be an officer of any rank other than the lowest, you have to be a senator.
I see. Okay. I want to go talk to those senatorial officers.
Okay, yeah. So you leave Father Rixion to tell his tales of battle with the centurions. And they are, they're not enamored. They're more so sharing their own stories. They're sharing the story of how 60 men charging into battle and how they wanted the day. So they're like sharing stories rather than fawning.
I want to see if I can glean any info on the place I'm going.
Oh this. Yeah, absolutely you can. You can get some hot, spicy, juicy tea. You're going to the
But I don't want to
Legion.
cut into Maximus's time, so we can come back.
Okay, we'll come back to it. Remind me though, because I will forget.
Okay.
Maximus, you walk over to this group of officers, and I'm just going to tell you what the ranks are because you would instantly recognize it. There is the group that you're approaching has 1 Primus Pilus, who is the highest ranking centurion in a legion.
All right.
there is 2 Tribunus Equites, which are staff officers that assist at the administrative tasks and sometimes are put in charge of like up to 4 to 6 centurions. That would have been one of your bosses. And then there is one Tribunus who is the second in command of a legion. And he's also a direct appointee of the Emperor. So this guy in his legion is like the Emperor's eyes and ears to make sure the legate isn't fucking around.
Ah, I see. Okay.
But you approach this group, and the Tribunus, the just raw Tribunus, the one appointed by the Emperor, is in the process of saying,
I mean, that's why victory is hard in the first place. If you look at the Donoslavsky Annihilation campaign, the way they fight is like unhinged barbarians. You can never pin them down into a corner. And a couple of the other men, slowly nod. And as you sort of, walk into the group, the Tribunus, who seems to, be drawing the most attention, looks over and says, "Pleasure to meet you, sir. I don't think we've met." And he extends a hand.
Oh, I don't believe we have. I'll shake his hand. And I suppose this would be a time for full proper names.
Yeah, it would.
If ever there was one, yeah. Maximus Titus Gaius Ignia.
And his eyes instantly go down to your shoulders or your around your throat, which is where rank denoters would be, and his eyes land on your judge's badge, and he says, "An imperial judge."
Yes, the governor invited us after we completed his tasks for him.
Well, how have you been holding up on the home front? I know that most of the soldiers are in the east fighting the real war.
Yeah, it's not as glorious as I would have liked it to be.
Are you going to be joining us on the battlefield anytime soon?
Those days are a bit past me. Injuries and such, hence the reason I'm here and not out there with you all.
He looks you up and
is
down.
there anywhere that denotes me as a former centurion?
No.
Oh, former centurion, 7th Legion.
They were torn to pieces, as I'm sure you heard.
I hadn't.
They still exist, but it'll take a while for them to recover. They lost their consul, half their centurions, 4 proconsuls.
Is it the same consul that was there when I was in it?
No, they change out every year or so.
Oh, okay, every year. That's... Sorry to hear that.
Yes.
Unfortunate.
Well, if you can serve as a judge, I'm sure you could request a transfer to the Department of War. We're always looking for new centurions. Actually, have you managed to attain senatorial rank yet?
In the process of.
Well then, Legio 8 is just begging for new officers. They have a legate, and that's their entire command staff. They don't have a single staff officer for him.
Oh, that's... Alright, yeah, that's definitely something I'll have to look into.
You said it was Maximus Ignia.
Yes.
Of course, we'd have to get that changed if you were to become an officer.
Understandable.
Well,
switching around.
If you ever seriously consider a transfer to the Department of War, my duty is in a Legio 1, Imperator. So, if you simply reach out to the Tribunus, I'd be willing to put in a recommendation. We're in desperate need of men of talent.
This guy... Did this guy say his name?
No.
I'll have to do that. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
He chuckles, and he looks at the other people like... It's one of those things where he clearly expected you to know his name already, and he assumed this whole conversation that you did, and when you don't, he kind of looks at the other people, and they kind of like half chuckle as well. He says, Niberius Marcellius Vocion Verusian.
Do I recognize that name?
He's a part of the Imperial family. That is the only thing you recognize. Also, I misspoke. It's Perusian, not Verusian.
Can you type that out?
Yeah. It is what we do. Niberius Marcellius Gaius Perusian. I misspelled Gaius. There you go.
Apologies. I've been away from higher society for quite some time.
I see. Well, either way, if you're looking for a recommendation again to the Department of War, I'd be more than happy to.
Of course, I may take you up on that offer. Thank you.
And he'll nod, and
I'll make I'll make small talk with random other groups from here on out.
Yeah.
You said the first. What What did he say? What organization he belonged to?
The First Legion Imperator. So, like, just for context of this guy's rank, he's a point. So, Legio 1 Imperator, that's where all the Imperial Guards come. Like, all the, the Imperial Guard comes from. So, it's like the Praetorian Legion basically protecting the Emperor. They've sometimes are deployed for combat, which they have been now. It is led by the current heir to the Empire, and this guy is the Emperor's, like, watchdog on his own heir, appointed by the Emperor directly. So this guy is not only a member of the Imperial clan, he's very high ranking in it, probably like 3rd or 4th in line for succession, most likely.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that's kind of why, he expected you to know his name. But
that
I don't know
makes
why
sense.
you would, because you've never...
I don't know how I would recognize that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
On just the face, but there you go then.
So you start to, mingle with other parts of the party, and Severus. You enter, and, where are you schmoozing? Where's Severus schmoozing?
I'll probably be talking to some of the noblemen from Tabrash.
Okay. Yeah.
Find out the general vibe. Dig for any interesting secrets.
Yeah, you learn that these people are from specifically Kujvasko.
And also,
yeah,
I wanna keep an eye out for anybody that seems out of place. Like,
okay,
they stick out.
Roll me an insight check.
Maybe they're like slightly weird. Like a spy.
Yeah, a spy.
Notices himself in the mirror.
Yeah, so these people are from Kujvasko, which is the Principality of Kujvasko. Their Kiage, or Prince, is not present here. This is a delegation of 140 boyars, which represent like about half the nobility of that principality. The reason they're here is because they have been, their population base has been fucking annihilated, and they've come here to petition the Mythosians for basically, they don't want to have to raise troops for the next campaigning season. These particular boyars. So they're basically making a petition to Mythosia to say, hey, can we not raise an army? Because we've lost the last 3 that we've raised. And that's why they're here. So the vibes are bad. Their countryside has never been faced directly by conflict yet, but food stores are running out because they're feeding the Mythosian legions as well. And there are not enough young men to staff an army unless they start pressing in 13, 14-year-olds and older men that have long since, gone past levy age. So the vibes are bad. And they're unhappy. They speak Mythos, though, because Kujvasko has been in the Mythosian cultural influence for almost 100 years, so they're like 50% Mythosian, basically. As you're doing this, Severus, and you're wrapping up a conversation with one of these boyars who's telling you about, the state of his village, you feel a tap on your shoulder.
All right.
You see an older man, bald, sort of leathery skin. You've never seen Tullius dressed other than like an assassin. Like, he's always in some sort of like dark garments or like tunic or something like that. But right now he is in a purple uniform, which instantly denotes his like incredibly high status. It kind of makes him stand out like a sore thumb, in fact. It's a purple uniform with golden trim along it, though he has no denotions of rank or status beyond that.
What status does it denote then?
It denotes that he is at minimum either he's either a proconsul or higher, or he's a part of the imperial family.
Okay.
And he will say, Severus, could we chat for a moment?
Of course.
And he'll lead you away from the main party off to like sort of a side area. He'll hop up on the windowsill and just sort of sit on it and look out at the party.
Okay.
That letter was very well timed.
I couldn't agree more.
I think we're going to be able to get it. I was speaking to the governor.
I thought it might be a great asset to you.
Certainly is. I can't award you much at the moment. I've been working with Zednius rather heavily, and a new gift that we acquired that was brought to Zednius' estate. But once all that's done, I'll be able to make sure you get some sort of reward for this.
Is that the Optima?
No, not him. The other one.
Not aware of the other one.
That's alright. Either way, it'll take me a bit to pay you back for this, but don't think I've forgotten. This is a good trade, a good turn. It's a small price to pay for something so mighty.
I thought there'd be no man more loyal to the Empire, and who might have more use for this than someone like you.
He nods. And luckily for
I'll
both of
be-
us, it's not
I'll
going to
warn
cost
you.
us coin.
I think the rest of the party might be a bit suspicious of this whole trade. And I think they might have other plans. They're most certainly going to tell Lars Igni about the true potential of this, which we didn't
You mean the
tell
Lars Ignia, whom's boss we implicated in treason and got him his current position? I don't think he'll be a problem.
I don't think so either, but I thought you might want the heads up.
It'll be fine. Plus, tonight I'm going to reach out towards some members of your group. I think a powerful kinship can be formed between us. Either way, I don't forget. And he pats you on the shoulder.
I have one question.
Yes?
Do you know anything about this Grenier girl?
A thing or two.
Something's off about her.
I wouldn't worry about it. She'll be a useful asset in the days to come.
Alright, good to know. Thank you.
He'll hop off the windowsill and go mingle with the party. And we're going to cut back to Maximus. Maximus, it's later in the evening, like a couple hours later. You've gotten thoroughly sauced up. You've heard all about the gritty details of the campaign in the East. I think a part of you is even starting to long to be there, because these sound like real battles, not the like partisan actions you were doing. You're talking 30,000 men versus 30,000 men, spellcasters and brave warriors and heroes being made on every battlefield. A cataclysmic war for the fate of the Empire, and you're not there. You're just like here killing fucking Cowl stealers. It's just not the same. And you're like slumped down in a couch.
Cowl stealers.
Cowl stealers.
No, dude. No.
And someone sits down on the couch next to you, and you look over and you see Tullius.
Hello, Tullius.
Don't let me interrupt your revelry. I just wanted to speak with you.
Yeah, revelry. That's a word for it. That's good. I was actually wanting to speak with you too, but I suppose you probably already knew that, didn't you?
I had a guess. But please, you go first.
It's about my senatorship. It's been held up.
So I've heard. That's very tragic.
Yes, I was wondering if there's any way you could help me with that, or anything I could do to move it along.
He smiles, and it doesn't quite reach his eyes.
Yeah, it seems about right.
I think there's absolutely some things that can be done. But, there's of course the question of why would I do that? What would it benefit me?
Well, that's sort of what I'm asking. Is how can I benefit you?
He nods. I propose a very simple trade. I can make sure that your senatorial commission application is completely approved by the end of the month. In exchange, if Severus or my son ask of any assistance from you, regardless of what the task may entail, your loyalty will first be to them and me before anything else. It's a big ask, so there's no reason to agree now. You can think about it.
No. I understand. Such is his will.
Yes. Such is my will. And I feel bad saying this, but it does need to be said. If somehow this arrangement doesn't work out, people's senatorships have been removed in the past, even quaestors.
Yes. That's understand.
He extends a hand over to you.
I'll shake it.
I think you'll be getting a letter from the commission in about a week.
Thank you.
He nods and stands up and disappears into the crowd. How do you feel having signed a deal with the devil?
Hey, it gets him one step closer to his life stream, so whatever, man.
Okay.
Doesn't even matter.
Nothing matters as long as he gets there.
Guys, this is getting real spicy.
Alrighty. Okay, then we're gonna cut back to Rixion. You said there were specific people that you wanted to talk to?
I think I was just talking with higher up-ish, like people with more? Because are the people that were in military? Do they have like signifiers that
they're wearing their full military uniforms? Yeah.
Right. So I'm looking for someone who looks like an important person and kind of smoozing them up.
Yeah, the most important person is certainly the Tribunus of the First Legion that's here.
Okay. Chatting them up, trading stories, giving pointers, but I also want to figure out what I can about the place I'm going on the plains.
Yeah, so you're going to the 6th Legion, correct?
I have to find the letter.
All right, you should double check. It's either 6 or 7. I don't remember which one.
It is the Legate of Legio 6.
All right. Yeah. So you and the Tribunus are sitting down. You just kind of started talking to him. He's pretty busy. Like, he is, again, 4th or 3rd in line for the entire Empire, so he is constantly surrounded by people wanting his attention. But he'll set aside a couple moments to talk to an ancient legend, an old legend. And, he's reclined on a couch, and he'll say,
So, the 6th Legion.
Yes. I got a letter saying that that's where I should be headed next. From the Legate.
Legate Mark. Yes, he's got... it's his first full Legate command. Before that, he's just been a staff officer. He's getting quite stressed with the role, so I've heard.
Yeah, he's afraid of certain organizations within his legion.
It probably has to do with those warrior lodges.
Warrior lodges?
Most likely, yes.
Do I know what a warrior lodge is?
Roll me I don't even know what this would be, like int check, history, I guess. One of those two.
Okay. Where... History.
Yeah, so on the Tabrashan Plains, they have been a very powerful culture. At one point, they had their own empire. Like, the Tabrashans were fully united rather than split up into princedoms. And during those golden days, under the Mizdagoth Empire, they were separated into lodges of warriors that were based on animals. So, like the Lodge of the Wolf, Lodge of the Bear, Lodge of the Eagle. And they would undergo, deep religious ceremonies to try to connect to these animals, channel them in battle. Lodge of the Bear was a very common one. Berserkers came out of that, barbarians, violent warriors. Each of these lodges sort of committed. It was a very animalistic, like, pagan practice when Mythdosia took over, so they banned it, of course. They said, we'll recruit Tabrashan soldiers, but you guys can't do this weird warrior lodge shit. You're going to follow Mythosian customs and language and all that stuff. But, actually, yeah, I think that's all you would know about, because that's the historical info. So, yeah, that's what you know about warrior lodges.
Okay, so I think that there's probably some sort of pagan uprising within his ranks. And he's losing control of them.
Seems reasonable.
Okay.
Last I heard, the situation had gotten so dire he was forced to even allow one of them to publicly practice.
And these lodges how many numbers can they run per lodge?
I'm not sure. I mean, obviously in my legion, we have no such practices.
Of course. That would never happen.
And I haven't personally met with the legate, so this is just speculation, but his legion consists of 7,000 men. Well, they're a bit under strength after Slat Batask, but around 7,000, so half of those would be territorial troops, so it could be as much as 3,000 men. I mean, all Tabrashans are... there's always a chance that Tabrashans slip back into their pagan beliefs. It's only by discipline and rigor that we keep them civilized.
Of course. I'm guessing if there were 3,000 of these pagans, I don't think that I can easily convince them myself. So I'm
at that point, if there is that many, it'd just be purge time, like mass genocide.
We'd have to kill them, right? Yeah.
Because they'd be soldiers, not just like random people. That's 3,000 armed men.
And 3,000 would be half of them, so it would just be a big civil war battle.
It'd be half of his legion, yeah. It'd be one half of a Mythosian legion.
Versus the other half.
Yeah.
All right. I guess I'm going to try and... This guy's important. I don't know if he has any spare resources to help me on keeping
How do you broach that
troops
topic?
Loyal on... You said Mark is very inexperienced. I've got a lot of experience, but I don't know that I can handily fix this problem by myself.
That is a tough situation.
Is there anything someone so close to the heart of the Empire could do to help us? Or help me in this situation? To keep our men loyal?
Well, as a
Return them to the
descendant of
faith.
the Almighty and once
Of course.
rather filled with divine blood, I believe that you're more than capable of achieving it, and if you're desperate enough, you can call upon the Department of Faith to assist you.
Now, here's a question. This guy is not the Emperor, but would he have any kind of religious authority to, like, not bless me, but, like, wish me good luck in, like, a religious way?
No, not really. The title of Almighty passes down when the current one dies. There is no, like Jesus. Like, there's no son of the Emperor. It's just who the Emperor is, and then the next one is the
so this guy
Almighty.
has no religious authority.
No, he's connected to the body
if
of the
he ever-
Emperor, but he's not the actual. He's not religiously connected to him at all.
Yeah, okay. I was hoping to get some sort of a blessing out of him.
Okay.
But I don't think that that's
That
a
was
thing.
before the Light Wars. There was a lot of questions about that, but the Emperor very clearly stated, "None of y'all motherfuckers are connected to God except for me. None of my cousins, none of my kids. It's just me." And that was a pretty aggressive reform he pushed through, because there was questions of like, "Hey, well, your second cousin has a claim to the throne, and he's like part God. Can he not just be the Emperor?" And he's like, "No, no, he can't." So yeah, that was a big thing they had to deal with.
Okay.
Cool.
I don't know what I could say to convince him, so I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Probably nothing. Then Grania. You're at this party. You see Severus schmoozing with the Tibrashans. Barely anyone here is going to speak sign language. What are you doing?
I'd probably be mostly hanging off to the side, but I'd be looking to see if there's anyone my age.
There are kids, but they are relegated to their own section of the party. There are a couple young men, though, like 19, 20. They're in nice clothing. A lot of, like, canidias rolling up. And they seem to stick in, like, groups of mostly themselves talking about stuff. You can't overhear what they're saying, though.
Oh, then I should just stay off to the side.
Okay. Well, as the party continues, you know, drinks are flowing, you're sort of staying to the side. No one's really approached you to talk, so it's been very awkward. And someone parts from the crowd to speak with you. He has a bald head, a little bit of stubble, like white stubble on the edges of it, purple uniform with gold trim. You recognize him, of course, from the man who showed up to your in-room when you were in Mythos. Tullius was what he called himself then. I believe he said Cicero, but you later learned that he was Tullius.
The second she notices him, she's going to take a more defensive stance.
Yeah, he'll walk over, and he has 2 drinks in his hand. They seem to be some sort of like apple juice or like cider or something like that, and he'll extend one to you.
You'll sign no thank you.
All right. Nothing wrong with that. You seem a bit lonely out here.
You won't respond at first.
I have all evening. Listen, I know you may be frightened. Perhaps even that little creature on your shoulder has said that I'm dangerous, but I assure you, we will have no problem. I think that you could be a great asset to some things that I'm putting together.
You'll sign back, I don't trust you.
I wouldn't trust me either. But do you really trust anyone outside of those woods? As far as I know, all your friends are very far away.
You'll sign back, there's still trustworthy people.
Oh, which ones? I'm curious. Perhaps I could get a couple new friends.
She seems hesitant, but then she'll sign some of the other judges.
Some of them? Which one? I'm curious. I've known many of them for a long time. I know quite a lot about them.
I think it seems like he's like trying really hard and it's making more and more uncomfortable, so she's not going to answer.
Well, let me share some things I know then, if you don't want to be talkative. I'm always happy to talk to the Shire people. Perhaps you trust your good friend Maximus. No, you wouldn't trust him. He's much too violent for your tastes. Maybe Severus. He's sort of my son in a way. You probably knew that. He's killed a lot of men, though.
I know that.
Did she? Probably not. I mean, you've never met... Oh, no, you met Zednius. Yeah, you would definitely know that Severus and Zednius kind of view themselves as, like, brothers and kind of, like, kids of Tullius, because I think they talked about it.
Right, but nothing related to Tullius.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's sort of like a son to
Jill
me.
seemed surprised by him mentioning that.
He looks over. Ah, well. And he did work for me, Good work. Important work. But it was bloody work, Daggers into the throats of men who were not truly guilty, but in the future they may undermine our purposes. Perhaps even spellcasters. Ones who spoke too much against, well, the Empire, but not just that, against my personal goals. My point is...
Sign back, which are?
My goals... I feel a certain kinship with you. When I was a young boy, I struggled to speak to people as well. So I suppose I'll speak it plainly. The accumulation of power, it's what everyone wants, isn't it? It's not grand, there's no crazy purpose behind it, but I think every man wants it.
You probably read like confliction on her face because she has a similar goal, but not for the same reasons he probably does.
Either way, my point is, none of those judges actually know you, nor do you really know them. Each of them have done horrible things in their past, and I'd say I'm just as trustworthy as the rest of them, so I see no reason why we can't be friends. Sure, there's a slight imbalance in power, but that can be worked through.
She'll sign, I don't like that you scared the fluttering one.
I only scared him by admitting that he was there. Just because no one else can spot him, that's not my fault. I just want you to answer a question. I've been thinking about it since we last met. You left your woods. You left something there. Even I can't divine quite what it is yet, but I know you left something. Why haven't you gone back?
She'll sign back, I'm not strong enough yet.
So we are the same. I suppose that's comforting. Well, I'll give you a plain deal, a fair deal. No strings attached. I can get you more power. There are ways that such things can be achieved. And in exchange, when the time comes, you will do some things for me. They'll be violent and bloody. You may even wrinkle your nose and be disgusted by them. But once it's done, you can leave. Return to your woods with power in hand.
She'll sign, I don't want whatever you're offering.
He sighs. We'll see how that changes. This is the nice approach, The crueler approach would be to find the fluttering one, as you call him, and take his wings away. He wouldn't be fluttering much then.
He's going to knock one of the drinks out of his hand, or attempt to.
Yeah, he'll let it spill onto his uniform. Well, that wasn't very nice. Well, I suppose we'll speak again. And he will walk away to go get that cleaned by somebody. Do you remain at the edge of the party?
Were we staying at some place before this?
Yes, the governor, I believe, was paying for inns throughout the city. If it wasn't specifically spoken about in previous sessions, he certainly would have extended that offer.
Okay. Yeah, I think this upset Grant quite a bit. She's going to attempt to go leave.
Understandable. Severus, I think you would notice, since, the evening is getting later and you kind of finished your main goal of schmoozing and, listening in on stuff. You do notice Tullius, going around the party, talking to different people, and Grania storming out of after a conversation with Tullius, she spills a drink on him and then storms out of the palace.
Grania storms out of the palace.
Grania storms out, yeah.
think I'll follow her.
Okay, yeah. You move to follow her. You exit the main ballroom out into the many, many corridors. Grania genuinely seems a bit lost, but she's mostly just trying to find a way out. But you're able to catch up to her as she's like looking at various glass like panels to see which one will be the one that can actually open so she can fully leave.
What's wrong?
You'll acknowledge Severus and keep trying to look for a way to leave.
It's this one now.
You push open the... There's literally nothing to distinguish it. It's just, you know, Mythosians have lived here for a long time, so they just know, like, oh, it's typically going to be at this location. And he pushes it open wide enough for you to walk through.
It'll be like... I know it's not really tone and sign language, but like a curt, like, thank you, and then try to leave.
I'll follow a bit more. Like... What happens?
She'll sign, I don't want to talk about it. Because after that discussion with Tolis, that was probably the first that she heard of him talking about Severus and how they were closer, so she probably sees him in that same vein.
Yeah, I would hope so. That's kind of the point.
Well, sooner or later you're gonna have to start talking about what the hell's going on, Renee.
She'll sign back, why's that?
Because otherwise we can't help you. I barely know.
She'll sign back, do you want to help me like he does?
I don't know what he offered to you.
She'll sign back, well, you're so close with him, it would probably be similar.
So close, I mean... I guess. Worked a long time under him. Have some pretty similar goals. And I respect him. He's very competent.
I think she'll definitely look frustrated and just say, why? Why do you trust him?
I've known him for a long time, and he had many opportunities to do horrible things. And most of the time, he chose to do the opposite. His ways may not be pretty, but that's just how society works. It's not everything is nice. Sometimes you have to be rude and violent and nasty to get something that you need. And I believe that whatever he does it for the good of the people.
We'll sign back where I'm from, we call that evil.
Helping the people at all costs, that's evil. Well, I hardly see how
He'll sign back, I've never been helped by him. I've only seen the wrong he does.
You've never been helped by him?
He'll sign back, no.
Don't you wonder how you got this position? You think he might not have had a hand in this?
He'll sign back, if he did, then he has other motives.
Of course, he thinks you have great potential.
Sign back for what?
It's what he does. He finds people he sees potential in, and he teaches them to be better.
She'll repeat the same thing. Potential for what?
Potential to be more powerful, I guess.
She'll sign back and use it for evil purposes?
Well, he's a very transactional man. If you help him, he'll help you. Sometimes the things that you do to help him Might seem evil at surface, but sometimes you gotta break a few eggs to make omelets.
She's gonna sign back. You sound just like him, and then continue to storm off back to the inn.
Well, I can hardly blame her.
Oh man, Granny is so alone now.
Yeah, Tullius is good at what he does. It is what it is. Yeah.
Not yet. He hasn't
True,
broken through to me.
Not yet. He'll get there.
Oh yeah.
I
was gonna say, is he approaching Renesmee next?
No, not tonight. Renesmee, you are at the party. You said that you wanted to speak to the Tabrashans, right?
Yeah, I just want to schmooze around, talk to different people.
Yeah.
See if I, like, specifically, Renesmee doesn't feel, Coma said he say fulfilled with this line of judge inquiry. She just wants to make sure that the Necromortis don't take over the fucking world, and also that evil doesn't prevail. And we've been doing a lot of, like, are we the bad guys kind of things.
Yeah.
So her interest is piqued by people doing anything like that.
Well, I think the general vibe you get is that for the actual members of the court, the Canidias, there's zero conversation on issues facing the Empire. Nothing about the Necromortis, nothing about any of that shit. It's just like parties, petty gossip, all that stuff. For the administrators returning from the front lines, it is fucking grim shit. It's not like they don't revel in the bloodshed they're inflicting. It's just like, we have to do this. It's like, yeah, we had to destroy these villages because they were providing supplies to the enemy. We had to, fight these colossal battles where thousands of our own people and conscripts died because the alternative is the son of the dragon wins. And it's funny because they never talk about what that world will look like. They don't even, there's not even a single thought in any of the conversations about, like, okay, well, what if he wins? Like, what would the world look like after that? It's just, they can't win. Mythdosia has to win. And any means are justified in pursuing that end. And for the Tabrashans, it's even more depressing because they don't particularly they don't really talk about the son of the dragon like he's the fucking devil, like most people here do. They just say, like, the impact on their villages because they're actually close to the front lines. They're talking about, starving babies. They don't have enough milk from their mothers because the mothers are starving too. They're talking about, no young men left in an entire village. Like, that breaks the demographics. You can't function like that. So the three different groups have very different vibes. Yeah. Is there any specific people you'd want to talk to?
Can you give me the names of the three groups?
Yeah, there's the Canidias, which is like the core. It's the governor and his friends, basically, his family and friends. Then there are I don't know what the name of the groups would be, but like the frontline Mythosians returning from campaigning seasons, and then the Boyars of Kujvasko, which is one of the allied principalities.
I guess it's schmooze with the... I'm in a nice dress and I'm feeling like, maybe I can role play as someone who can live in high society tonight,
Yeah.
I'll talk to the governor and his circle of people, and I feel like Renesmee from the start of our campaign to now bites her tongue a little bit more, kind of understands, like, wait, I can't just cuss people out.
Yeah.
Like, I have to, like, pretend to like them. And she's just learning that kind of thing. She was never like that. But yeah, she wants to kind of...
Yeah, you notice that the
networking thing.
Yeah, the Canidia groups are remarkably both gender segregated as well as age segregated. Like, young women stick with young women, older women stick with themselves, sort of like that. And you can make your way over towards a group. Do you want to make it a way to, like, women your age? Okay.
Sure, at first.
Yeah, you make your way to a group of 4 young women. They are not drinking. They're just sipping on, like, basically juice and things like that, which is seen as less, like, barbaric and less manly. They're in sort of the outdoor seating area, and they seem to just be having some light conversation, about the weather and about how one of them is going to get a new puppy. And, as you're approaching, you're hearing one of them say, "It's going to be incredible. I mean, it's just a little white ball of joy. It's going to be great."
I'm going to immediately pivot towards the men.
Yeah, yeah. You can just sort of go and linger over the table, and the woman who's speaking sort of trails down, and she glances up, and her eyes sort of go to your judge's badge and says, "Hello, Lady Judge."
Wait, I said I pivot towards the men.
Oh, towards the men. I misheard you. Yeah, you pivot towards the men your age, like mid to late early 20s.
No, I want to go to the people that look like they're in the fucking politics.
Okay, you go towards the 30 and 40-year-old men. There's not many of them. There's basically just the governor, some of his immediate family, and one visiting person. They are all seated at the head table within the massive ball, hall that all this is taking place in. There's not any extra seats, but you can just go over and start, chatting up one of the governor's brothers, or just him himself if you'd like.
I'll chat up one of his brothers or something.
Okay.
I just want to make conversation.
Yeah, there's a guy off to the side, and as you approach, he's not talking to anyone. He just seems to be eating his food, sort of minding his own business. And as you sort of walk over to the table, he looks around to see if there's anyone else you're approaching, but when he can tell that it's him, he sort of stands up and gives a bow. Lady Judge.
Hello, it's nice to meet you.
Well, I suppose we're not acquainted. What's your name? And he extends his hand, but it's not for a handshake. It's like his hand is palm out.
Palm out?
Mm-hmm.
Do I know what this means?
Nope. I don't think you're familiar with the, greeting gestures of the senatorial class.
Oh. I will...
Really wants a high five.
Definitely.
Look at his hand.
Give him a high five.
You said what, Peach?
I'll look at his hand, and then I will take the hand and then kind of like curtsy.
He just sort of recoils his hand, somewhat confused.
I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with the greetings of the senatorial class. I spent most of my time as a judge. I figured maybe.
I see. Well, typically you would place your hand palm down into mine, and then I would kiss the back of your glove.
Aha! I see. Oh, how quaint.
Quaint.
Yes.
How do they do it where
very
you're
fancy.
from?
I will extend my hand in the normal handshake gesture.
With a man? You would shake hands with a man?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, I see.
Interesting.
You would only greet a lady like this.
Yes.
Oh, how interesting.
Where did you say you were from again?
Where the fuck am I from again?
Deadwood.
No.
Ravinium?
Ravinium. Oh, yes, I'm from Ravinium.
He gives a nod and says, that's, just a pleasant city.
Oh, yes, well, nothing from the class that you're probably used to. We've been able to travel around as judges and, well, it's the best oatmeal I've ever had, in places like this.
Well, Ravinium's fine. I prefer the sophistication of Mythos, or perhaps here in Tarako. That city is awfully, it's just not the character of the rest of the Empire, them and their strange practices.
Which city?
Ravinium.
Ah,
Their dueling, their uncouth coffee habit. Apparently a drug addiction that comes from beans is okay.
but didn't the governor get a special permission for fire moss here?
Yes, but I would never partake in such a thing. It's for the degenerates amongst his court.
Ah,
And, of course, for the brave soldiers from the plains who have returned. They've fought well. They've killed enemies of the Empire. They deserve to relax, even if the method they choose is undesirable.
very interesting. And how would you describe your work?
Well, I'm an administrator within the Department of Civility. A praetor.
I administer legal cases, sometimes argue on cases before the governor. My conviction rate is quite high.
Renesmee just wants to fake being super interested in everything that he's saying.
Yeah, I mean, he will start talking about his career as a praetor in the Department of Civility. It's a lot of legal minutia and winning cases, and there's sort of this.
She's gonna listen intently every time he says something. She's like, "Oh, and what's your winning rate?"
Yeah.
Oh wow.
99%
Do you have like a
conviction
special
rate.
favorite case?
Yeah. Almost all of his cases are argued before his brother, who is the governor of Tarako. But that's a recent development. For a long time, his brother was also an administrator in the Department of Civility, so they worked together to take down enemies of the Empire. And while he is very annoying in the way he's talking about it, some of these cases are actually very cool, like anti-corruption cases, like taking down people who have taken bribes. It's not like he's not like condemning the random grandma for violating some piece of imperial law. It's like actually pretty severe crimes. He just tells it in the most annoying, like condescending way possible.
Got it. Then maybe at a certain point there will be some genuine interest, like when he's talking about doing actual justice, and then he'll say something annoying and just get back into like, oh yeah, and tell me more about that.
Yeah, at this point you're like sitting down next to him, and he's gotten through like 2 full glasses of wine that have been delivered to him, and he starts to say,
"But the greatest case of my entire career. Have you ever been to Breton?"
Have we? I think so.
Yeah, I think you stopped there for like a couple sessions before going to the Isle of Gela.
Yeah. I have been to Breton.
Well, if you've been there, you know that they're quite non-standard imperial.
Yes.
Well,
of course.
There was this case. In Imperial, and then he lists a very specific article within a subset of Imperial law. Within Article 7 of that subset, it lists that Mithdosians are those who identify as Mithdosians. So it's a self-reported thing. Which would mean that... the wine's getting to my head. Which would mean that the Breton should be allowed to practice their faith because ultimately they're Mithdosian citizens. But if perhaps they weren't citizens and that interpretation of Article 7 was different, then we could begin the process of integrating them within the Empire, get rid of those pesky religious restrictions they have, get rid of that language that they cling on to so desperately, make them proper citizens. So I managed to get a case before the Emperor himself, argued on the floor that a Mithdosian is one who speaks the Mithdosian language and follows Aurelian's soul. It hasn't been resolved yet. It's still waiting to, get final approval from the Emperor. Maybe waiting for a couple more years, but once that gets approved, I mean, that last holdout of anti-imperial thought in the North will finally be a part of the Empire. It's the greatest achievement of my career so far.
That is incredible. Has the trial already ceased? It's just waiting approval.
Just waiting for the Emperor to make his decision. All arguments are completed. It will be Imperial decree, and if it goes through, my name will be on it, right there underneath the Emperor, says the arguing prosecutor.
Even though Renesmee thinks that this sounds fucking horrible.
Yeah.
This is exactly the kind of information that she was hoping to somehow just get him to share friendly.
Yeah.
Not that she can do anything with it, but...
Yeah, I mean, it's basically like a program of cultural genocide for that whole island.
Like, wow, that is incredible. You're going to leave like a long-standing legacy for you and your family.
Absolutely.
You should be so proud of yourself. Yeah.
Plus, if we're lucky, he'll reintroduce prescriptions.
In what sense?
Well, actually, you must have been... He sort of narrows his eyes. It's always hard to tell with you half-elves. How old were you in 1230? That is 50 years ago.
Oh.
So you were not born yet.
Yes, I believe that I was not alive at that time.
Ah.
I'll chuckle a little.
I see. Well, it was my father was in the field at that time, and is basically prescriptions were a law established by the Emperor that names would be added to a public list, and anyone on that list was stripped of citizenship, and killing them would allot you their property. It was only used for the most heinous of foes of the Empire, but
it has been in the past used for the integration of Tabrashan provinces. So if we are exceedingly lucky, that may happen in Praton. And then, with my and my brother's resources, we could perhaps gobble up a city or two, maybe even half the island if we're quick enough. That's if the Emperor does wide-reaching prescriptions. That would be the dream, though. Half an island owned by one family.
I can only imagine what you would do with it.
Well, I mean, you know how productive those farms are, but right now they're owned by individual crop sharers. Imagine if they were all organized into plantations. I mean, we could have a level of efficiency on Breton previously unseen, and most of their labor's paid. They mostly don't use slavery in their economy. If the introduction of that, plus proper overseers, new farming techniques from Mithdosica, the productivity of that island could supersede anything we'd ever seen before.
Wow.
I'll be right back, real quick. Okay, I'm back.
Hey. Yeah, Renesmee is fucking holding back like a mortified, what the fuck? This guy is like a psychopath serial killer. What is happening?
Yeah.
This guy has power. This literally might actually happen.
Yeah.
I'm talking to like an IRL slave owner, which I guess is like less uncommon here, but she's still not.
Well, yeah, he's also talking about expanding slavery to an entire island that basically doesn't have it. It's pretty rough.
Pretty fucking rough. So yeah, she is pretending to act very nice, which is really big of her.
Yeah,
because
progress.
She would just like cuss this person out, but instead she's like, well, maybe if I pretend to like people that are disgusting, then I'll know what they're doing and they won't just disinclude me in their plans, and I'll be able to make a different kind of difference.
Yeah, definitely. Well, for those
trying really hard.
For those that remain at the party, as the evening begins to really wind down, the governor, begins to tink his glass and call everyone together. And everyone starts to crowd into the main ballroom. Renesmee, unfortunately, you will have to surrender your seat at the head table because people are beginning to return, so you'll join the main crowd.
Oh, yeah.
Maximus, Severus, and Rixion, you guys will head into the crowd and just sort of look up at the main table. There are only 4 people present at the main table. There is, of course, the governor, his wife, his son, and Tullius. And the governor is saying, well, everyone, we're not quite done with this evening, and I'm sure there'll be more to enjoy after this, but me and my wife will have to retire soon, and I wanted to make an incredible announcement. This is not just the enriching of me, but of everyone within this court loyal to Clan Canidia. Our good friend here, Tullius of House Perusian, has presented an incredible offer. Located in the province of Regia Nova are the territories near Fort Romulus. Previously, the Emperor and his government have been unwilling to sell these to private landowners, security concerns and such. But for a small offer on my part of but a single item, Tullius is willing, on behalf of the Emperor, to promise sale of hundreds of hectares of land, not just near Fort Romulus, but also Trajan and half a dozen others. We will be having, everyone here at this party, a part of Clan Canidia, you will be having advanced chance to purchase this property before this price shoots up at a pre-negotiated price. And if you wish more details, you can speak to me probably tomorrow or the day after. But this is an incredible news for all true patriots of the Empire. And a cheer goes up from mostly the Canidia crowd. But some of the veterans coming back from work, though, they could invest on this. They could make money on property speculation, so they're pretty thrilled as well. And Tullius just has that, usual smile that just doesn't quite reach his eyes as he raises his hand in a fist with the governor. And after that brief announcement, the governor and his wife retire for the evening, and people begin to schmooze. And almost all the talk is focused around how much money can you get together to purchase this property on the southern frontier, This has never been sold before. This can make us rich.
What the hell
Can
is
I go
Tullius
find
Perusian?
Severus?
Tullius Perusian. is his name.
Yes.
That's Tullius.
No, I know, but like, I'm
yeah,
asking,
everyone in the
who's
family,
person?
they just assume he's some
Like-
member of the Imperial clan. No one seems
Like
to know.
at this point, I'm like, is this guy like secretly the Emperor? This is like,
Yeah, everyone here just seems to assume, oh, he's some member of the Imperial clan that the Emperor sent over to make this announcement. They don't assume that he actually has the power to do that thing.
What is the difference in Varusian and Perusian? Because I thought
Perusian
that
means you're in the Imperial clan. Varusian means you are a direct descendant of the Emperor Varus, which is less than 100 people.
because I think Zednius' sheet says Varusian.
He is a Varusian. He's a Perusian. Well, I think he's an Ignia Varusian. Whatever his clan is.
I don't have a sheet.
Tullius
so I don't know.
is a Perusian as well, meaning he's a part of the Imperial family.
But he
and
only
he's
said Perusian.
Yeah, he's not gonna fucking blow his spot.
Gotcha. Okay. I just got a little confused that I was like, wait, are our names different?
No,
That
no,
doesn't
they're
make
the
sense.
same. Yeah, they're the same. So yeah, that's the announcement. It's a big one for everyone at the party. It also means that for the cost of one item, they're getting, you know, millions and millions of dollars worth of value. There must be something big that was offered. But
nah, it's just one item to this.
with that,
Hey, can I go find Severus?
yeah, certainly. Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
make your
I'm
way-
gonna find you, Max,
And then the
I
two
guess
of you
we're
go
gonna
find
find Severus
Severus.
together.
Yeah, you guys
All
corner
right, yeah,
Severus
that's fine.
against a window of the ballroom.
Is the one small item what I think it is?
It's possible. I think so.
It's possible you'd be a black cow.
I don't trust
Well.
that man.
There's no one I trust more than this man outside of the Emperor.
What's your game, Severus?
I serve the Empire.
Does he let out any kind of a smirk? I
Well.
feel like there's something in there. I don't know.
Do
I'm
you
a
Serve
trained
the
spy.
Empire? I don't believe you.
If you want, you can insight check, but like I don't know if he's even inherently lying. He didn't know any of the details.
Yeah, I
of this
know.
deal.
Like
yeah.
I know out of character that he's like.
Yeah, roll an insight check.
He does believe that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I don't
mean,
know.
I think it's 11. I think that puts
Okay.
you where Yogi's at. Like maybe you slightly don't fully believe him, but he's not doing anything that makes you think it. He's not like smug about it.
What can you tell me about this man? What makes you so sure he serves the Empire as loyally as you say?
I've known him for a long time, and he's done more things than I could possibly imagine. But most of his work stays behind the scenes.
We pieced together, or you said you were a Frumentari, right?
I know he has at the party. I don't know if he said it to Father Rixion.
I don't
Right.
think so.
I think I'll just like leave it as like sneak. Like I know Frumentaris are a thing, and I feel like I could piece together that these guys are at least somewhat involved in that, and I don't trust it.
That's fair.
I don't know. No, I don't like the Frumentari people. I don't trust you guys.
All right. Well, the evening will carry on. Renesmee will entertain more conversations with people she views as monsters. Maximus will no longer have to worry about getting a senatorial position, so he'll just enjoy the party. He'll just, party with the boys. Rixion, you'll get a chance to talk to a couple of religious officials, because when people start getting alcohol poisoning, that's when the paladins roll up to start preventing people from dying. And Severus...
Is there any way I could leverage that into a favor to help on the campaign upcoming?
Unfortunately, the military officers are not the ones getting alcohol poisoning.
Okay.
Severus, what about you? What are you doing in the last hours of the evening as it wraps up?
Severus usually doesn't drink, but for this evening, he'll let himself have a glass of wine.
Yeah.
He'll enjoy it.
At the very early hours of the morning, Rixion has long since left to get some sleep. Renesmee, since she's actually has been, drinking and going pound for pound with a lot of the people she's been talking to, has to go home, or else she's gonna, basically pass out. So it's just Maximus and Severus still at the palace. And Severus, in the wee hours of the morning, like 2 a.m., you spot Tullius. His agreement with the governor seems to have wrapped up.
Oh, yes, who's Tullius? I forgot about him.
You've not forgotten him, but you do see he's holding a box in front of him with gold lining and a very large padlock on it. He gives you a wave, and he exits the palace. And that's where we're going to end this session.
Yeah.
You got Tullius the Black Cowl, guys. Good job.
Yeah.
We did it, guys.
You proud of yourself?
Did we did it? All right.
In character, that's like a huge achievement for Severus. Out of character, oh my god, what the fuck have I done? That's gonna leave a lasting impact on the Persian Empire.
Yeah, you gave a guy who's admittedly only interested in his own power access to the Black Cowl. And he's already a very good assassin, not just some random bozo. So, yeah, that'll be fun to unpack in the future, but for now, we are done.
Not our problem.
Exactly. Next session, we'll be returning to Mythos, getting a new task. Father Rixion will be leaving us. We'll do a lot of downtime stuff. So I'll see you guys then. Bye-bye.
XP.
Oh, yes, XP. Sorry, let's do that real quick. XP for the entire arc, mostly. I mean, you technically got XP for the ogres already, but mostly for the whole arc. What is the amount of XP you need?
I'll have to check, because I think we all have different amounts, but you added the 2,000 from that one time, right?
Yes. You guys are all level 9, right?
We need 10k, 9k-ish.
Yeah, but you're all level 9?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and everyone gets 4,000 XP.
Damn it.
It's unfortunate. It is what it is. All right. Well, I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye.